Hello. It would appear I live, but there are many things which give off an appearance that may or may not be reflected by reality. But I think that's enough of that. The point is that I am here, and I am well here in contrast to me and my state over the course of the past few days in which I was not here. Quite a change, if I do say so myself. But now that I am here, what shall I do? A number of different things. A couple of different things, at the very least, I would imagine. First of which would probably be to say hello to... well, I guess I kind of, in a manner of speaking, already did. To whoever may ever receive this message at any point in time, such as Burn and anybody else who may receive that message at any point in time. And maybe try to formulate the things that I say in a way that doesn't involve me evolving into mumbling half the time, but that seems to be something that I, after several years of doing this, haven't quite managed to work out exactly how to do. Doesn't seem to be terribly surprising though, but I am also very transparently not stalling for time at all because of a thing that I kind of want to look into, look into for the stream, but that I completely forgot to look into very briefly before starting the stream, and only remembered about a couple minutes ago. But oh well, in other news, I guess I can probably just pretend that I didn't just say that out loud and instead just head over to the scene and... oh yeah, switch over to the other appearance for the chat, since that's the one that it would actually make sense to use right now. Let's go ahead and see if I can figure that out. There it is. Didn't even have to scroll that much to get to it. But let me see. What are we doing? Well, the very first thing that I probably will end up doing, because at this point I'm just like, why not? The first thing that I usually make it the habit of doing at the start of a stream such as this one, or of any other persuasion, would be to guess some VGM taken at random, ostensibly from the Chase VGM playlist, which I will reshuffle at this time, since I believe it shouldn't be much more complex than just, yeah, throwing one command out there and just wait for it to be fulfilled, and apparently it was not, so that's usually good tidings, so I think I'll just go ahead and do that as a means to do something. Let me see. I guess there is one other thing that I once again probably forgot about that I should probably check, even if superficially, before I proceed any farther. Oh shit. I am making a few additional mistakes in the background, as you might imagine, from my handful of very spontaneous comments, combined with the fact that I am evidently looking at things. Alright. I think my very stealthy stalling is definitely being a successful project, also product, because, well, shouldn't be any surprise why. I don't think I have to explain that separately, but anyway. What am I doing right now? What I am doing right now is maybe getting some VGM once I figure this out as well. Which I guess I will do in a moment. Also, hey, Agner. So that I can acknowledge the Gonzo tool thing that has shown up at the top of the playlist here. Newly randomized playlist. Reshuffled. I don't think it will be quite as randomized as the game that I will be playing briefly, but I guess we'll see about that. And this is Transmission T-Mix, aka Dual Theme 7. track that I remember practicing, but I don't think stuck quite as much as the other tracks from this game that I kind of remember. And there's a few other things at the very top of the list here, which I don't think are things that I want to develop on particularly. Well, there's this. Kind of fittingly enough, right before the point where I can't quite see what's up ahead. But I think I'm gonna play this one instead, as I just stall for the opportunity to just finish saying whatever it is that I'm trying to say right now, which is just the usual. There will be 5 random tracks, not quite after this one, but after the one after this one, which I really just skipped through immediately. For perfectly justified reasons, and each one will play for about a minute, and they are all extremely guessable. I don't know how else to describe that. There are probably more effective ways of doing that, but goodness knows that's not what I'm going for at the moment. I'll also be doing some stealthy stuff in the background, or trying to, while this is going on, methinks. I get the feeling that this is all gonna be probably for nothing. Turns out that I have to restart some stuff to get this thing to work that I was trying to acquire, so I'll just leave it anyway. Has it been 1 minute yet? I thought that this was... Yeah, it has been 1 minute literally, just as I said that. I was like... How is this loop not over yet? But now it is. Okay, well, anyway, this would be the first track. That would be off the guessing stuff, incidentally. Something the likes of which I say sounds vaguely familiar, but not to the point that I would be able to put a name to it. That I would be able to put a name to it. Okay, here we go. I would say this maybe sounds like one of those PS1 or well, PS1 fighting games that were just PS1 ports of arcade fighting games. Such as Marvel vs. Street Fighter or just MVC1 or something like that, but I honestly have no idea. Some of the sounds that this has kind of are telling me that that is not necessarily the case. Could be something different entirely. Could be some bizarre gag song in RuneScape for all I know, since that is technically an option of something that may or may not play. May or may not play, yes. There's the best way of phrasing that. But it's been a minute, so time to find out what it is. This has been... I guess I wasn't entirely far off with that estimate guess. There's a portmanteau for that, but I just don't feel like pronouncing that word right now. Or repeating that in a way that was less mumbly, because I don't think that was worthy of putting any more attention onto that statement. But anyway, it's apparently cool from Rise of the Triad. A shooter that I have never played, at least I assume it's a shooter. For some reason, the only thing that comes to mind when I see the name of this thing is not whatever the hell this game actually is, but rather something like Shadow Warrior, the original Shadow Warrior, or something like Rise of the Dragon, which is not even the same genre as this. It was an old Sierra game, which, well, from what I recall, probably had music like this. I don't know, lots of bizarre things. And let me check the volume on my end. This one seems not really very quiet, but a little quiet. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and go to the next one now. Which is something, well, nothing that a lot of people would jump on, but I would just say is kind of adequate. Surprising probably very few people, but also handily being known to me, because I actually played this game back in the day. This game which is a massive pain in the ass to try and set up if you want to play with other people. And then there's a sequel, which I still have not run even once. Though I've had it for a hot minute, it's technically completely available. Alright, let's try it like this. Also, that thing that I was kind of figuring that maybe or maybe not I would be able to actually have it visible. Seems like it will be an option after all. This thing which I am very distantly referring to, but which, well, doesn't really matter all that much, I don't think, in actuality. No, I guess I do have this selected after all, but anyway. What am I actually doing? I am acknowledging the fact that it's been well over a minute now, and I can just say that, yeah, it's at risk of range, chanson.tone. Which I, once upon a time, had a French person that I don't really talk to anymore, had judge my pronunciation of. Apparently it was fine. I don't think I can even necessarily comment on the context for any one of the tracks from this game. I don't know if you can like really concretely link any of them to a particular specific context, except for like maybe a couple of them. But anyway, yeah. That has been the Risk of the Rains, the one that I actually have played so far, even though apparently it's not necessarily the more wieldy option between those two games as far as actually playing them. And then there's this, in which I would probably just give a context answer. There is one very, speaking of context, there is one very particular instance of this playing in the game that it's from. That I remember very, very clearly from playing it as a kid. But like, just trying to formulate a description for that would be a lot easier than trying to remember the specific track name that this has. At least based on my experience. I don't know if I can really say anything else about that. I'm sure this plays a number of different stages in this game, but it's only one very particular one that I can remember. I associate this to, as I said, but it's been a minute, so. Well, this is presumably not DKC3, the one where you like climbing up the tree that's getting chopped in half by a giant saw that you have to outrun. It's called Treetop Trumbull. And yeah, I have to assume that it plays in at least one more stage other than that one. What that would be, that other stage would be, though, I have no idea, or anything that additional that would be. Could have this track as the track that it plays alongside, but hey, I suppose that has been the middle track. Time to see what is gonna be after this. I wonder what series this could be, or at least what series this could be inspired by. This could be a bit of a trick, considering all that's available in the pool of games that this could pull from, but no. Pretty sure this would have to be, this particular track would have to be from a specific series, at least. The question would have to be which one. Because this is yet another example of the complete failure on my part to have any experience with popular things. Oh dear. I guess in this case, the only other thing that I have to say as far as trying to guess what it might be specifically is just kind of flip a coin. Would it be 2 or would it be 3? I'm not too sure. It's been a minute, but I guess I don't have to. Well, see the word but somewhere in that sentence. But should have gone right at the beginning. But it's been a minute, so I don't have to guess anymore. I can just look at it and see that it's MGS3, which I figured it would be. Apparently this is Battle in the Base, which I'm pretty sure is a title that I was nebulously aware of. And yet I would not have been able to easily associate that to a specific sound before. Let me see. Once that get to the end of that crescendo and... Oh. I was gonna say, just as soon as you get to the end of that crescendo, we go to the beginning to see what that sounds like again, but then it goes into these kind of more faster paced parts, and okay, now it's over. But it felt kind of dirty interrupting those, okay, so. Yeah, it does have a very kind of indistinct MGS sound at the beginning. It's not until about 13 seconds in that it becomes a little bit more distinct, and it's until considerably later than that it becomes, I'll get to the part that, I guess having heard about half of the length of this loop, at least this video, I would probably at this point associate with the recognizable quote-unquote part of the song, but I guess that's a bit of a moot point since this may or may not be the actual first ever time I've actually heard this track, but anyway. That was actually Battle in the Bass, something that I was aware of and that I've guessed before as a joke from this game, but no, I didn't know what that actually sounded like. And then there's whatever this is. Which, yeah. How can I talk about this without just being extremely brash? And accentuating my own unfamiliarity with whatever this is, which probably is a complete contrast with whoever submitted this. Well, I guess that's already been laid out without me having to imply it in words. So yeah, guessing either arcade or Sega Genesis, probably, whichever one of those is more conveniently suited to this kind of sound. Not that that really narrows you down or anything. I mean, I trust that this isn't a Sonic game or anything like that. Could it be Outrun? I think Outrun, the original, is in, I don't know if there's anything from that game in other than Magical Sound Shower, but apparently no, I was right on the money for that one. This is in fact Outrun, which is apparently currently playing Passing Breeze, which I suppose is a track in that game. Game that I think I may or may not have actually heard with this exact track in-game in Shenmue 2, but it's been just completely... it's one of those things that completely refuse to stick out in my memory. I feel like the only minigame track from any of the Shenmue minigames that I remember with clarity is the darts one. I don't remember at all what the Hang On one is, like what that sounds like. Whether it be the actual hang-on, you know, emulated minigame game in the arcade machine that you can access in Shenmue, or whether it be the actual part that's supposed to be like hang-on, where you actually have Rio on the motorcycle doing fancy shit, the time limit. Oh dear, neither of those BGM that accompanies either of those scenarios particularly stuck out in my mind, just as this one did not stick out in my mind, even though it's something that I technically did. Quote-unquote experience firsthand, but that has been the final one of these guessable tracks, I think, so let's just see what the next one's gonna be. Cool. It's apparently gonna be Breakout from Persona 4 Arena, which I would be very prepared to confuse with just being from Persona 4 regular, because I think that's completely justified when it comes to pretty much any game in this series after Majora took over. In this series or in this franchise for that reason. I don't even know if that would be the version that would play in the chase, but I mean, if it's on here, then I would imagine so, but then again, apparently the chase uses the Japanese version of Karate Man from Rhythm Heaven Fever, which is not the version that's favored by quite a few people, and that, well, including myself, and that I'm pretty sure would actually have been present in the playlist that I just referenced, but I guess I'm gonna skip over to the next track, so I try to figure out how to best try to present what I'm actually gonna be playing. I guess the first thing that I should do, as per usual, is to, you know, not have the metadata be completely inaccurate. Now that I'm actually gonna try to play video games, at least for a little while. As a prelude to whatever else I end up doing in a given day, which should already be probably fairly evident. Well, maybe not fairly evident, I guess that... well, unsurprisingly, that's just kind of another filler word that I did, just so I could finish that sentence, even though I didn't mean it. But basically, as a prelude to the chase, which is going to be happening in like, I don't know, 3.5 hours. That sounds about right. Let's see if I can spend approximately that much time doing stuff here. And the thing, so I have a couple of different generated things that I can load from. And one of them is labeled as good logic, so I would like to imagine that this is the one that I actually checked a bit more closely the last time that I tried to generate one of these rando things. There's one thing that I want to check though. I can look at the spoiler log for no reason other than to check on a couple of very specific things. I forgot about the main thing that I wanted was to make sure that there wasn't any reason for me to ever have to seek out the archery minigames in the swamp or in the town, because the controls for those are awful. There is one more that I forgot about, and that's the archery minigame that's not in the road to the swamp, but in the actual swamp after. I think it's only available after you finish the first temple. Yeah, but it's a boat archery. And I vaguely remember that one not being quite as horrible, but I don't want to bother with that either, I don't think. And assuming that the spoiler log that I just looked at matches the sea that I'm looking at right now, then I think we should probably be covered on that front. Let me just go ahead and get my phone out of the way. Which I mistook for my controller, but no, that's over here. See if I can do this a little bit better without, oh yeah, hold on. Without a tangle of wires, slightly. And see if I can disconnect this and have it connect again this way. Hopefully that didn't break everything, but I did that while this thing was still open. But yeah, I think something else I'm gonna be trying to do, I guess. At least for this this rando thing. Something that I completely neglected and forgot about before. Oh yeah, it occurs to me that I don't even have the I forgot to turn on snip, which lets you hear which, or lets you see which track is playing right now, the metadata for it. So I'm gonna turn that on temporarily as I try to set up the thing. That should make the thing show up, doesn't it? Do I need to like reload that? Do I need to make this reload itself? Yeah, that. Come on. Okay, I guess it's still not generating it for some reason, it's just empty. I need to like switch a track. I might have to switch a track actually, that would make sense. Well, I'll just wait until the next one and assume that it's gonna switch everything, or fix everything, excuse me. Switch everything and fix everything. Two things at once actually, need to overlap. But something else that I do want to bring up for now. I guess create a couple of new window capture source. Capture window capture. Display image media source, video window capture. Okay, this thing does exist. Hold on. I already have this thing here and I just completely forgot about it. I think I might. Okay, yeah, there it goes. Now it's showing up. Oh, Jesus Christ. Something else that I wish would show up more consistently is the fact that I am not letting go of the mouse button. But anyway. Let's see, what do I use for this? There we go. That just becomes visible immediately. Might as well go back and, you know, try to use a tracker for this. Let me see if I can get this to show up in a way that doesn't suck. I guess I'm gonna try to do it like this. It's gonna actually have to end up covering up the chat a little bit, and I guess I'm gonna like remove that one, or not remove that one, just kind of make it invisible for the time being and move the yo-yo to, I don't know, down here or something. Hopefully that doesn't actually end up, you know, in the way of anything, but I don't know. Okay, is that actually technically better match for, yeah, I think it is. Or that, and something else that I guess I'm gonna try to have, because I figured why the fuck not. It's something that is probably just gonna be there as a completely incidental thing that is not really gonna change anything, but it's just gonna be there, because why not? I do need a new window capture. Yes, that's right, then it's gonna be this thing. Yes, thank you. You guessed correctly. OBS, you win. I should test this a little bit, I suppose. You start with this button. You set it with this button, and you pause it with this button. At least that's how I set it up. Let me also go ahead and, I guess, make this thing not capture the cursor. So that just kind of makes it look more awkward. Oh dear. You know, speaking of music, even though I wasn't speaking of music a moment ago, but I was a few minutes prior to this, they become very mildly surprised at how similar this track was to what I would expect from, say, a Metal Gear soundtrack. Definitely wouldn't be able to tell you which context, you know, speaking of that too, which context this plays in the game that it's from. But I think it's time for me to actually try to get things started here. Go ahead and quickly fade this out. I am going to make the game visible, or attempt to. Assuming that the software capture is on, then all that it should take is this, and so it does. I guess I'm going to try to put this like all the way up here. 2. Do it like that, stretch it so it covers this much space, and then take it there. It's completely seamless. This is very professional, just as my old setup used to advertise. Alright. We are still cafe, evidently. The logic for this, like I said, is going to be much less painful and much more doable. And the one that I had before. That'd actually be a good idea for me to like try to, you know, shrink the thing. This thing. It's actually visible. And then maybe try to move it down a little bit. No, not that. What the hell did I even just move? That was like an exact match for the... whatever. This is what I want. I guess move it like this, and then now shrink it so it actually matches the space that's there. I'd like to imagine that this is gonna work. This is totally gonna work at some point or another. Well, that's not really ideal, but I guess that'll do for this bizarre and very... hey, take a look at that flying piece of heart. This very ghetto improvised setup that I had to come up with very quickly, or else it wouldn't have been there at all. But yeah, let's go ahead and play the video game, shall we? Put that off long enough. I feel like I might have missed whatever sound that made, simply because I don't have both of my headphones on right now, but... God. Let's be mocked by every single sound that this is gonna make. I feel like this is gonna be a... there's gonna be a running trend for sure. I'll go with my boring name option again, because why not? I mean, it will do the job. And I guess as soon as I hit yes on here, that's when I should start the timer. I mean, I guess I'm just gonna do that. I'm going to assume that's gonna be this kind of benchmark for this anything. But okay, here we are. It's not locked down. And I mean, we still have... oh god. Well, I guess Link's soul has been put into that dog. But... we need to grab stuff, and stuff that we should be able to get shouldn't just be stuff that we should be able to get shouldn't be mixed in with like fucking freestanding stuff that's just like random rupees in the middle of nowhere. Circumstance that I definitely regret. I don't think I can just go and get these parts that used to be a stray fairy. First, why not, since we started with only one heart. I don't have any starter items in this particular seed, I'm pretty sure. Except the Ocarina. And the Song of Time, which I guess are more for just convenience and not going to redo a ton of shit about the start of the game purposes. And they certainly do seem to do the trick, actually. Hold on. We don't have the sword one, we don't have a shield either, so luckily this striker is currently inaccurate, so we'll have to take those off. And we don't have any magic powder either, or powder or power, because powder doesn't exist in this game. We don't have the Song of Healing, but we do have the Song of Time. Okay, now it's accurate. I'm fairly sure that I am fairly sure that I've heard whatever this track is that's playing right now, but I am not at all sure that I've heard it in literally any context outside a different seed of this randomizer. That might have actually been the only other place where I heard it, but let's see. Let's take a look at the chops here. I suppose there's a room key for 30 rupees, there's the Bomber's Notebook for 40, and there's a Silver Ruby for 50, which does seem like a good investment. Well, that's not quite the shop theme, but that is like the regular N64 Zelda house theme, so same difference, am I right? I don't know if we really want to try to cheese the mailman's game again. I think like probably have like not completely horrible opportunities to the point that we don't have to try and resort to that immediately. Find stuff, but what do I know? Well, be able to find something here, I think. We don't have anything to attack with, so there's only so much we can do at this point. As you might have guessed. But I'm pretty sure that the logic that I use for this particular seed, I think it's magic beans. It's not really that helpful, I don't think. Especially if we just have the beans. But at least it's nice to have them in our inventory. Maybe we can actually go to the mayor's office and like get the free stuff from there, but it's not actually open until 10 AM, so let's wait a little bit more. And then we have to... well, we don't have to go to the inn right after that, but... we actually can't go to the inn right after that, that probably wouldn't work, but we can also get a free item from there, I think. Pretty sure. I'm quite certain. And the pen of the memories. I don't think we can really do much with this unless we actually get Cafe's mask for real, though. But since we have advanced that quest line, I guess it would help us to skip a few steps. You know, the vanilla steps that would ordinarily actually be required to make that quest line work. I don't think we can beat this guy to like be the first to go into the building when it turns 10 again. I think that he's programmed to like be right at the door exactly at that time. But we should be able to beat him to the... oh, Jesus Christ. Well, I know this track is from fucking Mario Kart 64. It's not one that I feel is particularly fitting for this office, but I don't know. I think that might be the point. Let's look for this person. This mirror shield will help us find the person we're looking for, because it says that, has Cafe's face on it. That's how that works. For some reason I feel kind of compelled to come in here, even though I'm pretty sure this doesn't actually have anything inside that we can collect this place. We can try to find out what the mayor's office music is like, though, even though I don't think we will do the dialogue there. I would say that this also feels like Mario Kart, but I'm not even sure if this would be 64 or what. I feel like in that room that kind of music is a little bit more fitting than, just out here. I mean, yeah, it probably wouldn't be surprised if it turns out that both of those are from the same game. Mario Kart 64, but... let's see... this is the eastern part of town, right? So let me kill some time while I wait for, like, I think it's 1:50 PM, where you can actually get the other free item from Majora at the hotel. Let's head in here first, because I'm pretty sure that all these freaking 20 rupee grotto chests are also in the randomization pool. Whether I actually am able to remember what the fuck they are. Or that, at least that they exist. Maybe not where they are, but maybe actually get like super stuck. That's what the spoiler log is for. got the idle toilet, which is a very nice thing to have obtained early on, I would say. I guess we can just like take a look around. There's a couple more of these grottos over in the south side. We have shield, okay. It's like... we don't have a sword, but we have a shield. And I can totally use that shield, right? And I'm pretty sure there's also like another chest just kind of out here. Guy in the corner there. Oh, I don't know if I can say that it's probably gonna have something worthwhile. It's gonna have something, but... let's see. I would reckon... there's a high probability that it would be worth checking out. I don't know if we're gonna be able to continue getting money from that chest if we like reset the cycle or anything like that, but let's find out what's in this one. Hopefully it's not more money in. Oh no. That was a very effective taunt at least. I will give the plant that. Almost had the piranha plant, but that's not what that is. It's Dekubaba. Get it right. Get the deep lore of Zelda, which is, by the way, completely insignificant compared to Mario lore, if you really get into that. It's pretty bizarre, it's like postmodern nonsense. It's that kind of nightmare. Zelda's not entirely too far off from that, but still, it doesn't quite hold a candle, if you really think about it. But, speaking of Mario, that was a Mario sound effect. Mario 64, like, starting the race or something. And we got the Blast Max. The Blast Max. Yes, I know exactly what I said. The Blast Max. So we can now blow shit up. I don't know if that necessarily means that we actually are going to be able to go to new places at this time, though. Because we need, well, we can go into the swamp, or at least go in that direction. And maybe find a couple things there. Yeah, we probably can. At least try to find a couple things there. But... freaking dog. It does get me that it apparently just does the length yells instead of barking. It does like a variety of them. I think we actually might have to hurry. Oh. So I think, yeah. I don't think that the Goron that actually has a reservation here. It's gonna take that much longer to show up. Nice, I can just put this right in the keyhole, and I'm sure it'll be perfectly fine. Yeah. Well, speaking of the keyhole, let's actually grab the room key from the... well, let's buy just all the stuff that we can buy from the trading post and the... oh yeah, and we can also get the fucking... thing that used to be a piece of heart up here. I forget about this completely, but then I noticed it out of the corner of my eye, so there we go. Already things are significantly more doable looking than in the last seed that I made, where I just had a bunch of checks that I had no idea what they did. But right now, let's see. Should spend some money. I guess I'm gonna check the trading post first. See if there's anything in here that could give me a better return on investment. Probably not, but it does look like there is more important stuff here too. See the prices. You can exchange 50 rupees for 20. You can buy this for 30 for 30. You can lose 10 rupees there for 40 and for 30. So we need 90 plus 40. And we need 120. No, 130. And if we want the compass as well, we can get it for an extra 10. So 140? Yeah, I guess. Actually, yeah, that's pretty much it. So 140 rupees to get everything that we might want from there. I guess the first thing I'm gonna do is get the... like, do the exchange here. So we can buy the... you can exchange 50 for 100, so we make a profit of 50 there. So I guess I'm gonna get that first. And then I'm gonna spend as much of this money as I possibly can and actually get useful stuff, such as the bomber's notebook and the room key. I mean, the bomber's notebook probably wouldn't be considered like a vital item in a speedrun or anything, but whatever. I mean, if it adds more flavor to my playthrough, then clearly I need to get it. You apparently had a reservation, and you had to come by the key here at the bomb shop. Makes perfect sense. We're probably gonna want at least the first heart container from over here, though, to spend the rest of this money. Also gotta remember we can get a silver rupee from a chest out in the field. It's like at the end of that grass peninsula. Let's get this first, yeah. And let's also get the postman's hat, I guess. So this should also enable us to get another thing, another item check. Just need to bring it to a mailbox, and now we can't really afford anything else except that compass, but it's like that would be the item that I would technically want the least urgently out of any of those. Let's, I guess, start by making use of this thing. Yeah, looks very organic. We do have an extra hard container, which is probably going to help us significantly. Not get completely fucking destroyed at this early part of the game, but where's the post box? There's a post box. We're doing a great job. Somebody more letter has been deposited. Now we can carry up to 40 arrows. I didn't even have to do that shitty archery minigame to do that, so that means that we have the bow now, right? Yeah, that gave us the bow. And we have the room key, so I should go there. I'm pretty sure there's a couple of other things that we're gonna be able to get. Jesus Christ. Can we get Andrew in the notebook? Just we'll do that. They're not really good about how to become the carnival's custom. It should be wonderful, yeah. We can just get this event in the notebook because, you know, having the notebook would probably actually be detrimental to a speedrun since, you know, you're gonna get extra messages out of that. But we can be going into this room, which apparently had the boat cruise music playing somewhere. Oh well. Yeah, that was completely worth it. That was a worthwhile investment. Well, it was a worthwhile investment, just to let me know that that's a waste of time and I shouldn't bother with that in the future. I don't think there's anything else we can get down here without the all-night mask. We can't get stuff from Drama. Can't get anything from the toilet because we don't have any items that we can exchange for that. Wonder what the Goron snoring sound is gonna be in this timeline, but we should be able to get a few extra items from the town if we wait until nighttime, I think. Oh yeah, we can also maybe buy stuff from... I don't know if I really want to look at more stuff that we can buy until... I guess I might as well now. If I shoot down Tangle, that should allow me to... Oh yeah. Something that I completely forgot about the last time I did this too is the fact that you can technically do the Bombers minigame. And I think we might be able to get the Blast Mask check as well with the proper one, because we have a weapon, even though it's gonna be riskier than just having a sword. Using the bow. So what does this guy sell? He sells Piece of Heart and 5 Bomb Chew, which might be worthwhile for Bomb Chew, but for now we'll just get this. Why not? I were to get at least 4 pieces of heart. No, 3 pieces of heart actually. So far. I do wish I had sword, like a fancier sword too, so I could just pop all those grass things together and that'd be like an easy modifying, because that's what it would be. But unfortunately, I guess that's no. Let's see. Is there really anything that I want to do before I leave the town? I guess not. I guess first thing I'm going to do is actually go to the Wonderful so I can get Guru's gift, and then we can go to Westgate Town and get the Ross Sisters gift from the Camaro Mask. Check. He's also doing fucking boat cruise music. This would make sense. They do like how dynamic it is that no matter which song his regular song gets replaced by, then it'll still speed up during this part. Oh, what do we get? Oh, that's a great mask. Well, at least, I mean, if you don't really care about the time like I do, and you're doing a randomizer, it's probably a good idea. Have the notebooks to let you keep track of what stuff you've already seen. Let's see, we got some extra money, so we can also bring it over here and, you know, spend it on the piece of heart that was here too. And also, yeah, get the Rosa Sisters gift, can't forget that. So we still need to buy the Garo mask and the... no, Gibelo mask, excuse me. Excuse me, can't possibly get the name wrong on those fellers. Can't possibly misname the Deep Lore of Zelda. Oh yeah, I guess I'm also gonna try to rescue the old lady or get the... what's it called? Check for the... what does this actually look like? Not too bad actually. All things considered. So let's get this cutscene. I just saved the old woman from the bomb shop from getting robbed. And I guess something else that I'm able to do that I didn't realize I was able to do once you have any kind of projectile weapon in Clocktown, is get the, like do the bomber game, where you find them. And yeah, I mean, you ordinarily get the thing, friggin', what's it called? The bomber's notebook from that, but instead we got the light arrow. I don't even remember. Well, not until I thought about it for a moment, that is. I didn't remember like what context the light arrow even had in this game. We can't do the swordsman school because we don't have a sword. Let's actually wait a moment so I can actually start marking off these things. Because I was forgetting to do that. We got one extra heart container, we have 3 pieces of heart so far. What is this? Like the... oh, these are like the Skulltula stuff. I mean, maybe I'll do that. We have 200 rupees, we have a mirror shield. We have the postman's hat and the blast mask, but I don't think we have anything else. We have the 40 quiver too, so let's see, where's that? We can get up to 50, but I don't know if we're going to. We also have Camera's mask. We have beans, we have the room key, which is, well, it's pretty much worthless, and we have the pendant of memories. No, this doesn't actually consider that. How do we have that? I don't know if we need the letter. We also have the light arrows, and I think that's pretty much it. Okay. And the notebook, but we don't have the code yet. Maybe we'll be able to get the code too, I think. Yeah, those are 2 separate things that you may or may not be able to get from this. Get the notebook or whatever has replaced it, and also get the code. That leads into the observatory area. Well, let's see if we can do the minigame before the theft happens. Whoa, I can make you a member for a gang, but there's a test. Yeah, sure, let's do it. How long could it take, after all? I think it happens at like 11:30 or something, the robbery, so... surely we can knock this out in like no time at all. Oh, wow, I was actually trying to target that guy. Just a little shit. Yeah, run into the corner. No one will be killed there. Damn it. Okay, there you go. I can run into the corner. Now we can actually... oh. Well, we're gonna be hearing... I guess a different noise that has replaced the... okay. The actual time in the game when you're supposed to hear that, which is when the old lady gets robbed, but... I guess we will also see what the deal is with that, so... yeah, I think that's a Goron snoring noise. It's actually a different Goron snoring noise that it's been replaced by. That's the big Goron snoring noise. I suppose that's really fitting. is a bit of a pain though. I don't think we want that guy to run into the because we can't actually. No, we can actually go past the soldier at this point, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, come on, get into the, stay in the corner. This is actually a kind of a pain to do if you don't have the bunny hood. What else is new? Alright, so should be able to complete this before the other thing happens though. There's like 2 separate sound effects, or I think there are 2 separate sound effects that the Goron makes when it snores. There's the freaking big Goron snore, and there's the old lady sound effect, which for some reason is the same sound effect as... Oh, now it started playing music during the night. For some reason didn't want to happen until I guess we went indoors and then like outdoors. Good I can do this, but I guess that also made it easier for me because it made him very easy to catch. Question is, will the last guy that's over here in the West Clock Town be as easy to catch? I guess I should take off the mask. It's really serving a purpose at that point, so we're yes. And okay, we just snuck up on him so I didn't really have a chance to run. We did it. And now we're a bomber. Here's the notebook, except it's actually a second heart container. That's very generous. Yeah, you should use your heart to help when you need a notebook. Maybe that's the lesson here. Alright, so I'm going to assume that this code is going to work, so I'll put that in the tracker as well. 45132. Which I guess will also be in the notebook, so that would be handy if I start forgetting that, but... 10. She's shown up yet? No, I think it probably means I have enough time to at least step over here and... and, you know, make sure the code works. So I guess we're gonna go there next, yeah. We should be able to pop the balloon since we have the bow, and also kill this cold leather, and also blow up one of the walls there, I think. I think we can do it, yeah. We should be able to get another chest check back there by blowing up a wall with the blast mask. Which doesn't even need to hurt us since we have the shield, so we can just use the fucking blast mask shield cheese. These are words that would probably be a lot easier to say if I said them slowly, but... apparently I don't know how to contain my incredible excitement when it comes to this video game. I am definitely known for being very emotive and showing my excitement. As everyone who talks to me on the internet no doubt knows. Okay, so where is she? She should have come in by now, I thought. Maybe she comes in at 11:30 and it's not until closer to midnight that the thing happens. Which is not quite how I remember it, but maybe that shows what I know. You know, just hanging out. She's really not coming until after midnight. Now she comes in at midnight, okay. Let's see if I can... It's actually gonna be tricky though, like I said, because I think the guy is going to get blown up if I shoot any part of him that... Well, if I don't shoot on his body, but rather shoot the bomb bag, then that's gonna blow him up. Oh, okay, so apparently she doesn't get rid of my sound effects, so this track doesn't get rid of it. So, okay, this is actually scary. Shit. Oh, okay, never mind, apparently there's no way to, there's no way to stop him with a bow and not blow him up. Never mind. So that check was a failure. Well, shoot, what do we do now, I guess? I might as well try to keep it in Blocktown and get as many things from Blocktown as I can get for the first cycle or what have you. That seems like a reasonable course of action. Let's go to the observatory and so get the blast mask ready. Maybe here it is. Oh, sewer, which is apparently also the Stone Tower Temple. Oh, I forgot exactly where this guy was. Like, is that Ganon's theme from Ocarina of Time? I don't actually play this game normally, but hey, you know. That should be one of the least surprising things that you find out here. We found a dungeon map for Woodfall Temple, I'm sure that'll come in handy. Anyway, it occurs to me that I'm not sure like exactly what you need for actually completing this game. If I were trying to just go through this as fast as possible and just get to like the victory state, then what would I need? I would need I guess the 4 boss remains and the order, and also like enough firepower to kill Majora, I suppose. And I have no idea where those things are going to be located, so I guess it's going to be my main quest to try and find those. I thought for a moment there might be a platform on the right side of this room, but I probably lost remembering the fucking banjo mod that's supposed to be like Majora's Mask. And I'm pretty sure I did play on stream last year. Yeah, because last year was the actual 20th year anniversary of this game. There's this guy. We're gonna leave him alone for now. But we're gonna look through the telescope and see what that gives us. Because this shouldn't be the moon steer, it should be something else entirely. So you're gonna look like not a moon steer when it falls. I don't know, I feel like that just looked like a moon steer, but no, it's something different now that it's landed. Another bomb bag. I guess we don't really need the bomb bag too badly now that we have the blast mask, but still. Discover anything interesting? Nope. Nothing whatsoever. I think that is a bomb bag, yeah. That is 30 bomb bag. Okay. Let me go ahead and mark that there. I have a couple of beans too, but I don't really do anything with them because we don't have a lot over the summer storms. I guess that's typically another thing that you can use for that. Postman puts his delivery, blah blah blah. I don't remember if there's anything you can do to... Like if there was a setting to change the fucking stone hints to be stuff that actually matters. To the randomizer. I guess I must have missed that one at least. Oh well. I guess we're not gonna be relying on that. If that's an option that you can have. But yeah, bomb bag. Predictably, that's not really gonna lead to any other things that we've initiated getting further. What else can we get from the town, if anything? Like, I think if we wait until the final day, we can get the chest from the stuff going in, like, admin room. But other than that, I'm not sure if we can really get anything more. There's also this thing we get from, like, the minigames, but I don't think that's necessarily something that it's a great idea for me to be chasing right now, so I'll just leave that alone. I really like a sword too, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find one. Without going very far. Hey, what are you doing? I didn't know my secret code because you told me. Okay, I don't know what's up with it. Check. I'm pretty sure this shouldn't be happening right now, but this is a separate check, so it has to happen on purpose. You gave me that already. Never mind, that is the same check, so I don't know why it happened again. That is actually weird. It's also pretty loud. I just noticed that, so I think I'm gonna make this actually kind of a little bit quieter, at least for this part. Just a tiny bit though, but what the fuck are we doing? We can also get like the minigame reward from the postman, but I'm like doing such a conscious effort to avoid getting that. I think I'm just gonna get out of town and see if there's anything else I can get. Like we could go blow up some dangos and see if we can get more stuff that way. We could get the Song of Healing stuff from what's his face over there from Camaro, but we don't have the Song of Healing, so I guess that's a no. We're not gonna get that. We were completely out of time anyway, so big difference. We could plug in some of the, I think, some of the grottos that we can presumably uncover by blowing up these rocks. I think it's only for the, like, colored Gothic stones piece of heart thing, though. Which I guess we're probably gonna want to do at some point regardless, but yeah, there's no chest here or anything. There is a beehive there, but fortunately I did remember, I'm pretty sure I did remember to put those out of the shuffle pool, because that would just be a pain in the ass to try and keep track of. And I know this game like the back of my hand, but if you basically tell you like where every single fucking 20 rupee chest is, or where every single beehive in the game is, or where every single green rupee that's freestanding in the game is, that's a different matter entirely. Okay, so... Oh, I think we might be able to get something here, but yeah, we can't actually get it because we... the Sora mask. So it's a bit of a moot point to do anything there at this time, at least. And there might be a couple other 20 rupee grottos if I go over here. Come on. Fuck. What the fuck just happened? I don't remember. These guys drops also randomized? Well, that guy didn't drop anything, so maybe. Also, fucking use our arrows, our normal-ass arrows to tell that's what that sound was. Normal-ass arrows to try and kill the Takuri near the ranch, but it's probably not really worthwhile. What might be worthwhile, though, is trying to figure out what Tingle's inventory is in different areas. Let's see. That's pretty much the only reason why I should bother to go in this direction at this time. I definitely have no idea what track this is, by the way. Even though I want to say that it's also vaguely familiar in the sense that I may have heard it in a previous randomizer stream that I did for this, but absolutely nowhere else. Certainly can't put a name to it. Red rupee for 2 rupees, well that's and Circus Leader's Mask. I guess we can... I can't really use that right now because it's not really useful unless you have all the transformation masks and also Romani's mask. Then you can use it for a check, but if you don't have that, then it's kind of a moot point. So let's get the fuck out of here. Still don't have a sword, so... That sound effect is, that's just like the thing. The fucking stairs up to the clock tower. Oh. Clock tower stairs being like descending. I guess there's not really any better way that I can think of to describe that. At least, yeah, kill these things now. And get Deku Nuts. At least have Deku Nuts now. Maybe I didn't randomize the enemy drops, I actually have. Looks like I did just based on the fact that the, oh, hold on. Can I not explode? Is it because I exploded recently? I'm just gonna try to kill this thing with arrows. I think I did manage to do pretty much exactly that in the last attempt that I did at sea. On this. There we go. I guess we can also try to kill the dongos that are on the north side and see if we can get anything better from that. Hey, there we go. New heart container has been assembled. That's quite nice. Can I explode now? There we go. Does exploding guarantee that you're not gonna get any drops from the grass? That would kind of suck. I mean, I definitely would like a sword. I would even take the Great Fairy Sword. That would actually probably be my best option. Not liking that. No. And we also got the fucking dungeon map for one of the dungeons. I forgot which one. I think it might have been Woodvaults, and I forgot to mark it. Let's see. I think that's a dungeon map symbol. It's actually like too tiny. It's like small key, boss keys, dungeon and compass. Yeah, in which case that would be the map, or map and compass. I mean. Guess I should also try to remember to get bomb juice before we go to the moon. I think that's still kind of a ways off. Okay, let's see if I can kill this fucking bat. If that is gonna be at all possible, or if I'm gonna be very unlucky instead. Which is also definitely a possibility. Okay, let's see. Should be something up there. Shit. There. Okay, so these guys drop 1 rupee, so I'm pretty sure, yeah, their fucking enemy drops are randomized, or at least to an extent. Maybe the fucking Dekobaba stuff is different, but we got the Moonsteer. Okay, with the Stellant, I believe we can probably get an shit. Which is probably going to be worthless for the actual quest that involves, but we can trade it off to the hand for something, or maybe not actually. Since we're pretty much right next to the swamp, we can also just do you mind? Hold on. Please be selectable so I can just get you out of the way. Hey, that time it did drop a heart though. I don't know. I guess maybe the enemy drops are just 100% random. Even when you kill the same enemy time and again. Okay, so what does he have here? Bomb Chew and the Hero Shield. Well, I guess we don't need the Hero Shield since we already have the Mirror Shield. Yeah, we might want to get the 5 Bomb Chew from him here, or I think it's supposed to be the same check anyway. No, it's Mario 64 File Select. I think I also saw this, to be fair. Say, come on. I'm not trying to roll. Find the way to try and destroy these grass things efficiently if you don't have a sword. I'll try to blow them up again, but okay. I think blowing them up doesn't really become shitty. Oh, yeah, I forgot that it's like a setting in this rando version. You can set it so that it doesn't take any time for the blast mask to recharge, so you don't have to just wait around for several seconds. Just waiting for that to happen. And let me try something. If I'm not mistaken, I should be able to trade the fucking title leech that I just got from that tree to this guy. Yeah, sure. Hold on. Just gonna find out what he's gonna give me in return, pretty much. I'm not gonna be able to use the Deca Flower right now. Give me another piece of heart. Wow. I mean, that's nice, but it's not really gonna help me make progress, I don't think. Well, there's a separate check that I want to do with that, but I guess I can't really do it anymore. That'll be starting time. But you can also do the friggin' witch questline here, or try to. There's also technically another shop that we can find over here that should have more randomized items, but I don't think it's gonna be accessible anymore because it's now day 2, and that means that Kotak is gonna fly out of the shop and not be available anymore. Yep. I don't know if she ever goes back into the shop, unfortunately, once this happens. Well, there is technically one thing that I can try to make out of this situation, and that is the grotto in the Woods of Mystery. I think there is another grotto somewhere in here. That has another 20 rupee chest that probably was replaced with something else. So time to find out what that might have been. Is this also randomizable? It probably wouldn't be. Okay, well, it's probably this thing right here. Yeah, here we go. Wow, this one actually was not randomized, it's still just complete frivolity. I have no idea where the monkey went. Probably wasn't this way. It was this way. I don't really have the route memorized, so I might as well meet with Kome. I don't think it's really gonna make a difference, but unless Kataki goes back to the shop, which I don't think she will. Like, even if you wait until night, you're sure that she's still gonna come back from the mushroom gathering thing. Yes, he does. There she is, but we can't really talk to her. Or do anything. It's completely spaced out. Did you go this way? I hope he went this way. Yeah, he did. Wow, how many? Well, we don't have a tin of bottles, so I don't think we can. We can help her out. Might be able to get a bottle or something like that from the Clocktown shop. Is it time to go back there now? Because I'm pretty sure that if I stick around here I won't really be able to get anything. But well, we have the blast mask and the arrows, so we should be able to get to Snowhead. I don't think that there would necessarily be a good reason for us to go there though. Other than checking Tingle's inventory in the Snowhead area. There's literally any other reason why we would want to go there right now, and not really coming up with anything. I guess there is the Lens of Truth check, but not always a complete coin flip. It's gonna be garbage or not. It's always something like that, but what about the other areas? We do need the Epona, or like probably more Epona to be more reliable. If not her, then I can always do the bomb to jump, but I feel like I don't really want to do that. I don't want to rely on glitches if I don't have to. To get over to that. I don't think we even necessarily need to if we do like more on damage boosting. That's just like an easier cheese to get over that barrier. But even then, I don't think I want to bother with that. We can get into the ranch if we wait until day 3, but the only thing we would really be able to do there is the chick quest, and we can't really do that. Plus we need the Bremen mask for that, which we don't have. And it's pretty much the same deal for the canyon, I'm pretty sure, so we're gonna need a bottle. That's what we're gonna need. Something that I should check in light of all this is if I go back to the Clocktown shop, then the trading post, there was like a red potion for sale there. should try to find out is if I buy that, would it include a bottle, or is it just a red potion that you can only buy if you have a bottle already with you? Time to find out. But we can spend some money here anyway, but... 8 rupees, finishes your life energy. Well, I have enough rupees, I kid you not. Well, whatever, we're gonna buy the mask and we're gonna buy the compass for them. Whatever temple that is. Hideous face. Oh my god, it's hideous. Woodfall Temple. I mean, I wouldn't really say that. There's that check setting that you can set in the current randomizer settings thing. To set dungeon-related items to be in the related area, in nearby area. I don't think Clocktown should count for Woodfall though, but I don't know. Why not? We also can't buy anything from the Goron here, right? Because we need to talk to him as a Goron. Unless they change that. Alright, yeah, we need the Goron mask to be able to buy that. We can't do the Postman minigame right now, can we? Because I guess that would technically also be a check. 9 AM to 3 PM. I ended up having to check that, or like doing the other minigames in town. And getting the rewards from those, but we don't have bomb shoes or anything, so I had to do the bomb shoe, the Honey and Darling one. We can't do that one. But yeah, we might have to do the minigame check, because I don't really know what else we can do, I guess. Something else I can do right now, technically speaking, once again, is going over to the north side of the field and killing the dodongos in that one hole. That actually hurt me even though I had my shield up. That's weird. Sound effects when you pick up the heart and the ruby always throw me off. So go ahead and do that. Let's also get, like, I guess, a little extra money from this thing. Why not? Apparently the stuff that you get from this thing also is determined by the time of day, which is something that I never ever knew about. The kind of thing that you're gonna notice unless you're really paying attention when you play this game at vanilla. But that does seem to be the case. If certain checks that I saw are to be believed. Oh shit. Okay, this could be a problem if we put into the part of the fire repeatedly. This actually could be a problem. Oh, what the fuck? Okay. Also a problem if they randomly end up not having the shield work, I would say. Okay, one of them is dead. But I don't think he's gonna reliably drop that. Oh, he does drop that, okay. I was gonna say, if the fucking enemy drops are randomized too, then I don't know if it's gonna be able to drop the big money reliably, but apparently that is unchanged. Maybe the enemy drops are not randomized after all. I don't quite remember how we got the Mask of Sense. That's not really gonna be that helpful though, I don't think. I don't remember if... I don't even remember if the Mask of Sense technically has any applications that can help you get a piece of heart or anything like that. Specific items, or if it's just like literally a thing that you get for flavor and for 100% purposes. You could also go to the mountains, like actually do the Lens of Truth check. I guess I might as well do that since... as well go ahead and do this again, see what I get. Is that not it? It's left down. There you go, getting some money now. Money that we're gonna have to spend very judiciously. We also need to get like the bank reward for depositing 501,000 rupees. I don't know if this will really be counted as a very reliable rupee farm so far though. Fuck even is that sound effect? I mean, I don't really have any assurance that every sound effect that's shuffled around in this game that isn't just music is from this game. I know for a fact that a good chunk of the music that can show up because that randomizer isn't from this game, so... So who am I to say that the thing is a bit different? Sound effects. I know the title, you don't have to clarify that for me. The way that you should do though is beat those guys up. And maybe I would actually like you. I mean, that's not fair. Tiger's like... It's... I do like her sass. Vanilla. So I guess we're gonna go to the lens of truth check because I have no idea what else I could possibly do that would be worthwhile over here. I mean, there's the, could just go into the Goron Village shops, or, yeah, Goron Shrine, Goron Village. I think it's Goron Shrine in this game. It's pretty much the same thing. Let's check what's available at the Tingle shop and also the Goron Shrine shop, except I don't even know if it's gonna be possible for me to go into the Goron Shrine during the battle. Because I'm pretty sure the last time that I tried that, straight up the Goron that's supposed to let you in if you're a human wouldn't show up. Maybe it was just because it was nighttime, I suppose that is not out of the question, but... I guess we might put that to the test now. We can buy your shield or the red rupee, okay, so it's not worth it to buy from here. In most of the places, pretty much the other thing that's left that I would probably consider buying would be the bomb juice that he sells, just so I can get bomb juice in my inventory. But yeah, the idea of the Goron is that's supposed to let you in here. I thought it was supposed to be like right on top of the door. I'll have to find out exactly what this is gonna look like, or it's gonna result in a save state as usual. Always a good idea before doing this part in case it turns out to be completely worthless. And you don't want to deal with the fucking horrendous nonsense that is trying to get back through without having the lens of truth. I mean, it's definitely possible. I've done it in the past, it's just not something that I would recommend anyone do. It's not a worthwhile experience. Oh, we get more bombs. I mean, can we use more bombs for anything in here? Blowing up these rocks? I don't even know. What's in the big chest? It's not another, it's not the actual lens of truth, surely. Oh, it's hero shield. Wow. How do we get 2 sources for the hero shield? Are there also multiple sources for the hero shield in vanilla? I guess there must be if you can get it eaten by the likes or what have you. Pretty sure this is the only chest in this cave. I did look into that recently. Here as well. Well, here that was pretty much completely worthless. We got the hero shield and here as well, which we already have. So yeah, we're gonna be... I'll send us back in time. It's not worth it. But I guess now I'm gonna wait a while so that I can... wait for it to be daytime and then maybe the stupid Goron that's supposed to show up around here will show up. And not just completely sky off on his job. And just get in there. Should get Keeper above. You're not supposed to read that first to get into spawn, surely. That would make sense. I'm guessing he just doesn't spawn during the night. Or maybe he literally won't spawn at all until after the game knows that you've cleared a wood for or something. It's like that. Something restrictive like that I wouldn't really approve of, but... We're gonna hang out here for a while, see if he shows up, which he very well should. That should very well be something that happens, I would say. Don't know if it very well will, but you've already heard my opinion on the matter. I think I made it relatively clear. Well, that's a good start. I mean, I don't think this snowball would be... No. Can I even get rid of that thing? Hold on. Apparently not this way, no. Yeah, it doesn't look like he actually spawns at all, so I'm guessing there's some kind of other check. Goodness, to get him to spawn that I don't have. I guess in this randomizer, I mean, it might be on purpose, like he might have actually been spawned by the randomizers itself. I guess that tells me that the actual check for being able to get into the Goron Shrine at all is to, if you have the Goron mask. Which kind of stinks. But, oh well. So what the fuck do I do now? Do I just... I'm gonna go back to town at any rate. I don't think there's really gonna be many more places in the town where we can spend this money. I could do the postman minigame, like I said. If we do that again, I will definitely cheese it. At least I'm pretty sure that it won't be no 1 rupee anymore, like in the last timeline. That was just like soul-crushing every turn. Why do I even bother making these, going through these events if it's just gonna be the same shit every single time? That's why you don't add freestanding green rupees to the pool of shit. What the fuck? Okay, I didn't know this turtle would be here actually. I feel like there's a good percentage of the giant snowballs in this world that I just never actually bothered to blow up or do anything with. You know, there's no good reason to do that in vanilla. Just walk past them. Well, I think we're probably done. With looking outside the town for now. So there's a question too. Let's see. Oh. Okay, you can just do this over and over. See, pressing anywhere. And that would work. Obviously, you can't do that in vanilla Majora's Masks, because, you know. Let's do this. That was the Requiem of Spirit. It's the exact amount of money that I need to max out my wallet right now, so that's nice. Guess I'll get the 200 rupee reward from the bank first, at any rate. I'll try to grab a... I was gonna say grab 2 rupees, but no, I don't think we'd need to grab any extra money for trying to do the Postman's minigame again. Or for the first time, I should say. We can play it and cheese it the first time and not have to pay any money if we do it that way. But let's get this first. Let's get 40 to 100 rupees. Which gives us what? The map of Great Bay. The map of Great Bay. I thought for some reason that you couldn't actually forget it. Like I thought the map of Great Bay if I read the spoiler log correctly, which I only looked for a couple of things there. Well, only looked for the rewards that you could get from the archery minigames in the town, in the swamp, and in the swamp boat cruise. I think one of those was the Great Bay map, but I guess that means that there's actually multiple ways that you can get that. I don't know. We can't get into the admin room in the inn yet. Can we? No, only after it's nighttime because these people have actually left it. Okay, I guess we're gonna stick with the postman and wait for him to go back to freaking West Clock Town, so see if I can do with him or not. One more check we can do, I gotta remember, is if we go into a different timeline and get the paper again. Paper from the top of the tree on the path to the swamp. But instead of giving it to the scrub at the swamp, who didn't even give us anything good, I don't think. I already forgot what exactly we got from that, but I don't think it was particularly impressive. Instead of giving it to that guy, we should give it to the hand in the toilet, and I'm sure that'll have that'll give us a better result, surely. Let's not do that. Okay, so will he let us do the minigame today, or is it too late to do it on the third day? I think it's too late. This afternoon I shall deliver that letter. So we missed our chance to do the minigame on this round. I think that might pretty much be it too. Don't really have anything more to do, might as well already reset time. Makes me think about it for a moment. There is one thing that we can do, yeah, if we wait until nighttime we can get the chest from the inn, but other than that, I think that might be everything we can really do in the town. Remember which chest we got the pendant of memories from? Was that the one that was like the chest? You have to jump across the gallery to enter the Honey and Darling shop, rather. I think that might be having it. Well, we have sticks and nuts. That's how we know we're really into it. Hold on just a moment. Let me confirm something real quick. It's now midday on the final day. Did we miss a chance to get the stuff we can get by diving here in the laundry pool? I don't remember. I remember vaguely hearing about this. Yeah, we did miss a chance, so we during the second day. But when we come in here... Oh, it's locked. Because you can only go in there during the final day if you've done the part of the quest line leading up to that moment. So yeah, out of all this, I don't really know if we're gonna... Don't really know if it's gonna be possible for us to get anything that isn't just the hotel chest and the phone. might be a couple of red rupee chests that I'm forgetting about, but I actually have forgotten. So I can't really comment any further on them. 3 p.m. Is he gonna come back here at 3 p.m.? Let's go find out. But yep, definitely gonna have to keep track of this stuff. I'm also gonna use, why not? Let me see, I'm pretty sure that this thing... That this thing, yeah. Yeah, hold on. Try something. Go here, here comes the postman. Can I go into the post office at all after 3 p.m. when he comes back? No, I guess not. So the only opportunity that you really have to do that is during his break. Only on the first and second days, I would imagine. Let's see, one of these things should be a tracker, I think. Yeah, there we go. Ooh. So there's an HTML tracker that this thing generates. I guess I'm gonna try to use that too. And later available checks. I guess I'll do that, yeah. Alright, in the meantime, I'm just gonna get over here. Okay, so stuff at the clock tower entrance, which is the Ross Sisters Kamara's mask here. Guess I'm just gonna kind of hang around here and wait for a couple hours while I click through stuff on the thing. I've already gotten the post box thing, which was a large quiver, which was nice. Scrub trade, we haven't done that. Final day chest and straw roof chest. I don't even remember what that is. Like how the final day chest and straw roof. I think we need the freaking deck mask to get both of those anyways, so let's see. And the bomber's head and seek. The map purchase is a piece of art which we've already gotten. The tree was beans. The chest in East Clocktown was indeed the pendant of memories. We got the mirror shield from Madame Aroma. Let's pretend that we already got the town archery stuff. No, we didn't. We got the inn reservation, which was magic beans. It wasn't very rewarding at all. The bank reward number 1 is a map of Great Bay. We can also get the others, but... We got the bomb bag purchase and the bomb shop 10 bombs and yeah, all that stuff. Guest room chest was a blue rupee, which was not very... Yeah, not very impressive either, but I think now we're gonna be able to see what's in the staff room. Maybe. Something that they've left by now. Which I think they have. So what's in here? What is in here? Another piece of art. Well. Well, hold on. Let me see exactly what. What I can get right now, according to the HTML tracker, we've gotten the Rosa Sisters gift, which was the light arrow. We've done everything from the trading post. At least everything that was worth actually buying. We can get a red potion, but not a bottle. The straight fairy was a piece of heart. Guru Guru gave us a red rupee. The telescope gave us the big bomb bag. The dog girl gave us the mask of sense. We definitely got that too. Yeah, the pea-hat grotto gave us a piece of heart. The grass chest gave us a blast mask. The grass grotto gave us a silver rupee. The pillar grotto, which was, yeah, on the east one, gave us the adult wallet. We've already gotten all of those, so I guess that's pretty much all that we can get from Termina Field right now. The tree had the land title deed, so we should be able to get more stuff from town. Toilet. But not in this timeline. Just gonna wanna... I guess I'm just gonna kind of stick around and stand around while I try to figure out exactly what's What's open right now? But the Swamp Grotto had 10 bombs. It must have. Swamp Archery we're not getting. We've already gotten the Great Bay map and a Red Rupee. I am glad that we were able to get that somewhere else at least. Snowhead map purchase was a Hero Shield, so let's pretend that we already gotten that. Woodfall map purchase is 5 bomb 2, so we haven't gotten that yet. We do need to get that at some point. Mystery Woods Grotto just was another Red Rupee, so that didn't really get randomized. Swamp Scrub Trade was a piece of heart, so that was nice. So we can get stuff in the swamp and probably not really anywhere else. We can apparently go to... Apparently we should be able to get to Goron Village, even though I don't remember seeing the fucking Guardian, the Gatekeeper. We can apparently buy milk from the Gorman Brothers, which I forgot. Don't really think it's gonna be available anymore. We don't have the Circus Leader's Mask, but we can't really get it, or... doesn't really make sense to get it, I should say. But other than that, looks like that's pretty much it. So what can we look for? We can check the Gorman Brothers thing. We can do the minigames in the Honey and Darling shop. We can maybe go to Goron Village, and we can do stuff in the swamp, which I guess that's what I'm gonna be trying to do right now. Gonna restart time, gonna reset the cycle, and going to... I'm gonna go to the swamp first, probably. Actually gonna end up having to, or not having to, but... making use of the inverted side of time. He thinks that it's probably gonna be a good idea. For what I'm going to be trying to do next, because I'm no longer just going to be fishing for events. God. Well, let's see. I do like how that's specifically the sound effect of the scare dog that you can get in the... if you approach the dog in the... you know, in this screen, in the vanilla game with the Goron mask on. We need to check a couple of different things actually. When does the shop open? Because I also want to check this and make sure, see if I can get the rewards from... oh, it's open all day, really. Or at least that would seem to be the case if it's open at 6 AM. We need rupees to play though, don't we? Doesn't have enough rupees. I don't even know if we can technically do this one. Since we don't have any bombs in our inventory. Why was it like 10 rupees, is that what they said? Well, hold on. You know, with that in mind... I do believe there was at least one chest somewhere over here. I think it might have been in a grotto over here that we could have... we can just go and find and... well, assuming that it works the same way on repeated cycles than did in the first one. It's either this one or the one on the corner beyond this one, but I think it might have been this one. That let a bunch of money inside. So we can just use that. And this one. I actually don't remember what the chest that's just like slightly across from where this one is had inside of it, so much we'll find out real quick. Refresh my memory, I should say, because I've technically already seen the answer to that question, but evidently I'm not good at remembering. Well, whatever it is, it doesn't seem like we can get it multiple times. But we got money at least. This will be useful. let's go and do the first day of the minigame. I guess I am gonna try to go for the reward. That's gonna be, you know, doing all 3 days in a row. I think that should be doable unless I have to go buy the bomb trees first, in which case we can just do that too. No, apparently it's not a problem. Okay, this music is kind of ominous. Is this Banshee Boardwalk from Mario? No, it's Bowser's Castle from Mario Kart 64. It's pretty crazy without its own sound font though. So I'm gonna... oh, that didn't hit it there yet. It's not really working out. I'm gonna have to... I think the platform also gets faster the more that this goes on, which does not help. That didn't hit either. That's sucky. Hold on. That's not gonna hit. That might hit. Didn't hit. That's not gonna hit either. Look at these two jackasses. Okay. Is that gonna hit? Nope. Somehow it didn't hit, even though that really seemed like it should have. There's just this one left, so we can make it. There we go. We get a perfect score. What do we got for that? Another piece of art. Wow. Let me mark that in both the visible tracker and the HTML tracker. Let's see. This is East Clocktown with Down Honey and Darlingen Day. Now, once piece of hearts. We're gonna have to come back on the other 2 days to figure out what the reward is for doing it in all 3 days. But right now we're gonna be off to the swamp, I guess. See if we can rescue Komi. Or maybe spend some of his money on Kotake's shop. That should also be a thing that we can maybe look into. I guess something else that I should look into first is... if we go to the ranch, the Milk Road, we can actually get all the way to the ranch, but then we can go to the Gorman Brothers place, I think. So if we go there... will we be able to find anything new, anything nice, anything that we would want to find, oh, for fuck's sake. How dare you. All these big rupees at this fucking bird is... I'm just gonna... I'm gonna go past the bird at this point. I don't know if blowing out the bird is really gonna do any more damage than shooting it with just a regular arrow, but I would want to hope so. Hey, this is Star Fox music. This one I recognize. Suspicious Gorman Brothers. Want to buy a bomb bag? Well, I already have a bomb bag. Also, let's talk about milk, which is unrelated to this bag. Okay, so now we know that it's a bomb bag, so that's not really gonna change anything for what we have here in the visual tracker, but well, I've already gone and checked what it is. I definitely confirmed that I don't want to bother buying this thing. Milk purchase would be bomb bag, regular bomb bag, even though I'm pretty sure that the one that we got was the big bomb bag, which is, yeah, it's better. Where did we even get that? What was from the telescope? That's right. Where's that checked? West Clocktown, East Clocktown, East Clocktown. Oh, fuck. Where's this thing? Hold on a moment. Liverpool, Turbina Field. Was it Turbina Field? Yeah, it was. Okay. Bomb bag. And now we go all the way straight to the swamp. Try and find out exactly where and what we're gonna be able to get from actually trying to do the freaking twin rover stuff. I could certainly buy that bird being like an incarnation of Ganondorf or something. I thought you were gonna be able to keep your money and not have a headache. Nope. Or you can also steal your fucking stuff, I'm pretty sure you can like steal shit and then you can get it back by buying it back from the curiosity shop, except if it's anything important. I'm pretty sure you can just get it back by just resetting the cycle, which is probably a better idea for that most of the time. I don't have any good transformation masks so far, so I'm very reluctant in kind of an attempt to not do anything, have anything to do with dungeons or any of the areas that are nearby at this point, but maybe that will change in the future. Perhaps we will get that fixed up yet, but for now we should be able to check a couple of different things here. Things that we were not able to check before, because the time had flown too quickly. I'm going to assume that this thing is open all day. So, what are you selling? Is that a song I see? And a bottle with stuff, maybe? Yeah. Bottle with red potion for 60 and note water for 10. Well, there we go. It's one of the things that I need. Hag named Comey? No, I haven't seen her totally. Okay, so we have the bottle with red potion. So we can do, we'll have to do this in 2 trips, actually. So we got a bottle with red potion. I guess that would be the first bottle. So we can actually change the icons here. And we also got the oath to order, so that's a thing that we can use now. But I'm going to assume that we still need to collect the... Oh, we can buy more red potion from here too. That's nice. I'm still gonna neglect giving it to Kobe the first time that we see her. You are also supposed to get something for free from Kotake if you tell her about Kobe being in trouble, so... But I'm fairly sure that would get cancelled out if you just give her the potion right away, the first time you meet her. With this little shit. I think if this... I don't even know if this is the same path that he took last time. I'm sure that it probably is, but... I'm gonna have to do this run one more time anyway, based on my route that I've decided to take. Do you have anything that gives you energy? Nope. Why would you think that? I am very woefully unprepared, as I'm sure you'll find out. I think that the oath to order really helps you get any... like unlock any additional checks, except maybe for... I mean, just being able to get to the end of the game, but we need significantly more things just to be able to get there, so... Okay, so what do we get for free from her, if we talk to her now? Hookshot, see? We wouldn't have wanted to miss this, so I'm pretty sure this is gonna open up a lot more checks too. Well, now we will take the potion to her as well. I'm pretty sure this also means that we can get over to the Deku Palace by taking the cruise, but it might actually not be a good idea depending on... well, just based on the fact that we don't have the Deku mask. Yeah, we're gonna have to go back over there to the Kome place and actually give her the potion this time. I'm surprised that the monkey sound effects are not randomized, to be honest with you. It seems like that would be prime real estate for that kind of thing, but yes, the number of sound effects are completely vanilla. Alright, you want a free ride, which is the plan at this point. We can also, I mean, based on the fact that we have a bottle too, we can also do stuff with the magic beans, so... I don't know. I guess we can try to get get a couple of... There's a few different things we can try to go for right now. Off the top, there's the chest in the terminal field. That's on top of a stump. Make a picture we can hookshot up there if we angle it right. There's some stuff over on the left side, like behind here, that I think we get from... We can get from something. What the fuck am I forgetting? Why am I so bad at thinking about things when they're important? We can get only if we have the Deku mask. That's what I was trying to say. But yeah, we don't have it yet, so... Oh well. There's also some green potion on top of this shop, as I can see. Okay, so I have no idea if this is gonna be worthwhile, so let me save state here too. Got the moon's tear. Well, I guess we're gonna keep this at least. Alright, the boat's leaving. I guess we're gonna take the boat, right? So we can hold both the moon's tear and title deed, I'm pretty sure at the same time. Pretty sure that this randomizer should be modded so that we want to enable that basically, but sure the boat is also going much faster than normal, so... I would actually want to hear about the, well, I think from what little I heard, I think the fucking remix of the yes, I am just swearing. The boat music, the boat cruise music we just heard isn't what am I trying to say? Like, it's just a remix of the fucking owl. Oh hey, this is Mario Galaxy 2 music, but it's the owl's theme but with different sound font, that's what it is. So, okay, so we can't really do jack shit here without the Deku mask, I don't think. This time. Actually, is it Galaxy music or is it Mario Odyssey music? I don't remember. I think it's Odyssey music, my bad. Unless it is Galaxy 2 music. Not yet, we can't really do anything. I think this is... I think it is Galaxy 2 music, never mind. So I was thinking that maybe it would also be Fossil Falls from Odyssey, but shit. Get in the boat, you're right there. You can do it, man. And please get out of the water. Come on. Oh good. Am I actually gonna die here? Oh, whatever. Guess from a full step that made it impossible to get on the boat again. And now we're back here, and now we only have one heart. I am boarding, okay, yeah. Okay, for some reason I thought that hadn't gotten selected properly. But there's Swamp Spider House, there's also a grotto over there. Which I think we might be able to get to, but it would be difficult. It's might be a wee bit difficult with only one heart of health. Definitely be a lot easier if you could, you know, have the Deku mask while trying to do that, but, well, we have a couple of other checks we can get. If you're ever in the mood, come back again. I think she might actually charge you to take the boat again. After the first time, though. Oh, we got my health back at least. Time to test this out. Let's see what happens if we try to carry more than one of the quest items in the quest item slots at a time. Moon's Tear and one of the title deeds at once. get back in this tree. Just need to build this fucking thing. And see if we can get all the way back. No, apparently we can't get up there without being harassed by multiple. Oh, I didn't even kill the bat, which is what I was actually aiming for there. Don't knock me off, please. Thank you. Or you. Okay, so we have it. The texture at the top of that tree looks like pretty much the same texture as shit, hold on. I'm trying to... That's what I'm trying to do. To, you know, get this back. Okay, the texture kind of makes it look like there would be a hole on the top of the tree, but I guess not. Okay, so how does this work? The side? Oh. Oh, that's nice. That's cool. Reminds me a little bit of the way that they did the icons there. Reminds me a little bit of the freaking weapons in Hyrule Warriors, where you can have two elements in the same weapon, because they're like the highest level. The highest tier of that specific weapon. Oh yeah, as long as we're here, I'm pretty sure we should be able to get up to that chest without using a magic beam, because we got a hook shot. Let's see. Not sure who that is, or if I'm just insane. I'm not insane. We got a bonus song, okay. We can get to, we can do a whole bunch of other stuff now. We still don't have a sword, which is... it feels kind of weird to have all this stuff and still not have a sword, but... I'm kind of wondering, we can get to Great Bay. We can't really do much on in Snowhead without certain things. But we should also be able to do something, and I guess I'm gonna try to do the Postman's minigame. A little bit, not quite yet. We can trade away the monster. Hold on, let's see what we get for that. Do we have one? Sure do. Just give me a moment to get it out of my pockets. We got the biggest bomb back. There we go, now we have 40 bombs. Perfect souvenir for my wife. I thought maybe we would be able to skip this, this little cutscene in the... oh, we are. Not that it matters that we have the flower thing now, given that we don't have the Deca mask still, but, you know, it's a thought that counts. So, shit, is there anything else that we can do in the meantime? I guess I can just take a moment to check things in the HTML tracker here. So the scrub trade, we have gotten that. Actually, we got the biggest bomb bag. I'll check the rest of the hideout chest. Oh, yeah, we got that as well. I forgot to click that. Let's pretend that we've gotten... yeah, it's not actually. Never mind. I was gonna check the town archery once since those are 40 so hard. And I think those are... like the number of hard rewards that you get are accounted for one of the checks, which is the hidden shrine thing in Kana, up the river. Okay, I guess I'm gonna try to cheese this minigame now. Haven't gotten the toilet hand reward yet, but I feel like I will be aiming for that in the cycle. Currently out delivering mail, though not anymore, evidently. Should be able to get the bank reward soon, but I don't know. So yeah, just give me a moment so I can check stuff here. The in-staff room chest had a piece of heart, toilet hand we still don't know, but we're gonna find out. Blue stuff, blue stuff. Business scrub purchase. I don't remember how to get that. Is it gonna be worth it? Not really. Okay. Kinda spoiled myself on that though. Otake, we got the hook shot, that was nice. We got the stuff from the witch's shop, and it was all... yeah. I guess if we wanna get the moon steer again to like unlock that deck of flower, which we probably won't. We're gonna need to rescue Komi again, which probably wouldn't be a problem at least, so Swamp Scrub purchase we can't do because we don't have the Deku Mask, I don't think. Unless he actually will sell stuff to us regardless of that. Never mind, apparently he will. And well, I didn't really miss an opportunity, but I don't really feel like going back there right now. Do stuff in Goron Village. We can get stuff from Romani Ranch, maybe. Oh yeah, we can, because we can get onto the roof, so maybe we'll try to go there if we see this particular 3-day cycle through to the end. What else? Path to Ikana Pillar Chest, there's one of those. Oh yeah, so I guess there is. There's a couple of chests that I guess we can actually access now that we have the hookshot, but first let me take care of this. I'm really fixing myself. Okay, I thought let me take care of this. It's now my nap time. Service is very hard. He does not want to do the minigame right now, apparently. That's weird. Maybe he will do the minigame after the first of the... or the second of the round they can do it the first day. I don't remember how that works, but anyway, let's check on a few more of these chests that we can apparently only get to now that we can use the hookshot. I don't think there's any pillars up here or over here in this part of the field that have a chest on top of them. But I think if we go on the path to Ikana, actually go into a different loading screen. If I'm not mistaken, we should be able to find another chest there. Let's see if I didn't completely misinterpret that. Fuck, is that it? I think that's it, actually. Just need to angle myself probably here. And okay, that was not nearly as awkward as I thought it was gonna be. Well, we got a bottle of gold dust. Is that a second bottle? That is indeed our second bottle, and it has gold dust. And it was where? It was over there in the... well, literally the place that I am right now. I don't need to really speak of that as an elsewhere thing. We can get over to that side, I think, since we have a Epona song, but I don't think we can really get anything from there, because we don't have the Sonata of Awakening, we don't have the fucking Captain's Hat, we don't have Yara Mask. So we can't really get anything from Ikana right now. Anything other than that chest that I just got, that is from this path. Climb up this thing. What? Okay, that thing blew up in my face even though I had the shield up. That's just a wee bit surprising, I would say. What? Okay. See, I feel like I want to get a little bit more money so that I can buy the thing. I should also be able to buy something from the business scroll, I think, that has left the town. If we look through the telescope, we can see it going into this hole here. It's right next to the observatory, but... but I have no idea if that would even be worthwhile. I'm going to operate under the assumption that it's probably no. From that. Well, there should be plenty of money for now, so let's see. I guess one thing that I do want to get out of the way, just because why not, is to go over to the Milk Road again and buy the mask that we can buy from there. Jesus Christ. My boat just got stolen and I don't think I'm gonna be bothering to get it back. Because I can just get it back by resetting time, but yeah, that bird is just the worst. If you can do shit like that. I don't think we really need any bottles for anything too urgently right now anyway, so... Given that we don't have any other transformation masks yet, even. This for 40. Now we have the circus leader's mask for all the difference it's gonna make. It's not gonna make a lot of difference, but you know. Let's get a tiny bit more money. And a refill and all that good stuff. And I still don't think we're gonna be able to rescue the old lady the first night. I don't think that's gonna be viable at all until we actually have a sword, so... I don't know if there's anything specific that I want to do right now. Should check actually, hold on. Like I say, found out about the, thanks to this handy dandy tracker, found out about the chest that's on the road, but surely there's more. There's the toilet hand, we have to wait until nighttime for that. There's the bank stuff, have to wait until more money for that. There's the business crop purchase, I think I'm just gonna skip that. For now. The stump chest we got, it had a bonus song inside. The full map purchase was 5 bombshell. We still don't have that either. But I mean, do we have bombshell in our inventory at all? Looks like we should, just because we have the fucking... You know, the bomb bag, and apparently just having the bomb bag is all that's necessary for being able to do honey on early day 1. Swamp scrub, there's stuff that I just don't care about. Maybe we could try going to Snowhead, I don't know. Oh yeah, we could do the Gorman Brothers race now that we have a Epona too. We have gotten the Service Leader's Mask chest in the ranch, which we can't really get. Yeah, we can do a few things actually. In Great Bay and in... I guess I could try to go into the mountains. The fuck is that sound? The punish doesn't really sound like that. Oh, well, whatever. Surely that's not any kind of cause for concern. That doesn't mean that we should take this horse to, you know, get checked or anything. Maybe let's go to the mountains first. I think that might be a decent idea. This cannot be replaced by the... At least that bird currently bottle, another one that had this fancy gold dust inside. Not that I'm going to be able to use the gold dust, but you know. Okay, I suppose there's... The only reason that I'm going in this direction right now is that, you know, apparently I should be able to do the checks for the items in the Goron Shrine shops. I guess I have to to assume that if you go there during the first day, they're gonna be around, the Gorons are gonna be around, the one that's supposed to let you in. Even though I didn't really have any luck with that on previous attempts, but admittedly, yeah, it wasn't at the earliest possible opportunity. I'm a little appalled that that's apparently something that has to make a difference. I don't think I want to bother shooting down Tingle again. Not at this time. Okay, no, there he is. I guess he just completely fucks off during the second day for some reason. Oh jeez. Oh god, is that the sound effect for the Goron baby? Yeah, apparently it is, but at least it's not gonna play very often. It's pretty incredible though. Let's go straight into the shop and see what we can get. Are we getting any rupees or anything from these jars? No, I guess we just get sticks. And once again, I have absolutely zero clue about what that music would be. What do you have for me? Arrows for 30 rupees, red potion, and Song of Soaring for 80 rupees. See, that would be really nice, but not only do I not have enough haste, also can't really use it yet because I don't have the sword, so I can activate the health statues. Guess I'll keep that in mind, though. Maybe I'll go talk to the Goron Elder's child now. I guess I'm gonna pretend that I don't, that I have already purchased a couple of those things, so. Guess we could take a look around some stuff in Great Bay and try to get more stuff from there, but right now, let's see. We got a Snowhead Goron Village, red potion is replaced by Song of Soaring, which means that, yeah, we're gonna have to go back for that. I guess we're just gonna keep going to different locations until at least the second day dawns, and we can do the second day of the minigames. But, oh well, what shall I do? What the fuck? Can I just get redirected to a different page in a different part of my browser? I think I did, yeah. That would be what that mysterious sound was about. Oh well. That would be what that was. Okay, what am I doing here? What shall I do, I guess? I shall go to Great Bay and see if there's anything that I can do there. Can I actually get rid of the... I think I might have to actually wait until nighttime so I can sell off the gold dust and make some extra money. I think they'll actually pay a lot of money for the gold dust. The fuck? Oh, that's my horse. I was like, what the fuck is that? I forgot about that. It's not a great juxtaposition. Placement of things, but we're gonna make this work. But apparently the minigame, shooting gallery minigame, shop theme is what Great Bay has become. We could go in the Ocean Spider House, we could do that. I don't think we would be able to complete it though. Would we? Maybe we would, maybe we wouldn't. I get the feeling that probably wouldn't count on it though. Using the cows over there, yeah. Hey, look at that. There's some dude is dying. But yeah, we can get something from there too. We can get like we can feed a fish to the giant fish in the tank in the marine laboratory, but we can't do that yet because we don't have an empty bottle right now, so... What else can we get? According to the HTML, we can get there's a grotto here. I don't know where. And there's a ledge. Oh boy. I think the ledge piece of heart would be... Okay, it's not worth it. Just check that. And we can buy this, try to buy the Stone Tower map from Tingle here at the fucking... I guess we can try to do that. And we'll probably go look for the grotto. Goodness. But I think the ledge that I just saw in the tracker is the thing that you need to like combine the Scarecrow's song and fucking the beans. Which we are definitely missing quite a few ingredients to be able to do that right off. So. Silver rupee for 40 rupees. That does seem like it's worth it, so we'll get that. Give us the 100 rupee, so we made a 60 rupee profit there. There's also apparently a Sora Cape grotto and some ledges have chests. I think on the way up to the top of the waterfall we would be able to raise the beavers, so... let's see. I don't remember where the grotto is. I guess I'm gonna look for it here first. It might be over on this side, for all I know. Actually, yeah, I'm actually gonna look for it here first. I feel like this part of the map, which would be the part that I would be less familiar with, is more likely to have a grotto, given that I have no idea exactly where it would be. Well, I don't want to lose my shield, so I guess I'll avoid going near that thing. As always, I just have a look around, and I will be happy to imagine that this is... Oh fuck, oh sheesh. Well, that's exactly what I was trying to avoid, but that was pretty special. There's a pretty special hitbox, let's see. Is there a grotto here? Is there a grotto in this corner? Did I make made the completely wrong choice by coming over here first. I believe that might very well be the case. Is there a grotto in one of the gaps between these stone columns that have no longer have a piece of heart in them? Let's see. I mean, I would imagine that you could swim in under the piece of heart, because it was a freestanding piece of heart, it wasn't in a chest or anything. You could just swim in there from elsewhere and confirm whether or not it was a worthwhile thing trying to pick up. All the way back over here, see if I can find that girl. That route. Maybe it's near one of these things. Is that the spider house? I don't remember. Okay. Oh, that's not. I guess this must be the spider house. Firefish inside. Is there also... Okay, yeah, this is where the hole is. It's behind the fisherman's house. So what do we have in here? It's gonna be another unrandomized 100 rupee thing. Wouldn't that be hilarious? Fucking dying over here. Oh, now we know. Oh, was there also supposed to be like a ledge chest here? Let me check the tracker again. Well, there's a ledge, but that's not an actual chest. Let's see, Great Big Host Grotto. Let's check the Sorcape Grotto and ledge stuff on Sorcape, since that should be probably more viable. And the crap over here, which you can't really do since we don't have an empty bottle. I'll try to so many Majora's Mask randomized runs. I've seen a few. I'm sure that I would do it differently just based on the fact that I have like very little regard for how quickly I do it. I do not approach things in terms of speedrun standards at all. Is there a girl here on the path to the fairy fountain? I don't remember. Could be not the case, but I do see a hole, so apparently this is a girl after all. Oh, I got a green potion. Too bad I can't actually get that because I don't have an empty bottle, but I guess I know I'll get some free green potion. It's on top of the swamp tower shop, and it's also here in this world. I don't think there's any specific situations in which I would want a green potion specifically though, so I don't think that would really make a huge difference. See if I can even remember where to stand to start the hook shop chain up the trees on this place. I think this would be the first one. Can avoid just jerky motions, which is easier said than done when you're debating freaking and 64 control sticks. Now let's see, if I'm not very much mistaken, 2 of these ledges should have a chest. I think I see one over there, so I guess I'll just check that one first. But there should be a second chest somewhere around here that doesn't have a tree that does have a chest. A heart container. It should be 8th and so it is. I guess I probably should be looking for pieces of heart a little bit more zealously right now, given how I'm apparently very, very prone to dying otherwise. Okay, this strange we made all the way up here, and yet we haven't found the other thing. Is there another ledge that doesn't have a tree? Is there another ledge that doesn't have a tree? Hold on. That wouldn't really make sense if it was part of this hookshot thing. Okay, we get the green potion, we got a piece of hearts. And I think if I go forward at all... Okay, road to Ikana, we got that. How to get to Ikana Graveyard? Now yeah, we can. There's a point now we can. There's apparently a grotto there that I was not aware of, that we can maybe get something in. And maybe even get up to Ikana Canyon, even though I don't think we could. Not without glitching shit, since we're pretty sure we're gonna need the Garo mask. I don't know about some of these checks, but hold on. I guess we're gonna get the fuck back to town now. I guess I'll just dive down from here. It's even gonna be a bit too yet, though. I wasn't sure that was part of the water or not. It's not the easiest thing to try and work out as well. I'm gonna try that far away. Actually, not really sure exactly what the other ledge would be that's apparently supposedly in this area. I'm assuming it's not a ledge that's over there and also in the path to the fairy fountain, so it's gonna leave me with very many concrete ideas of what exactly that is. Guess I'll just get back on my horse. Get back into town. And by now the curiosity shop should be open, so I'll be able to sell off my ship. I think that that particular sound effect for Epona is very unfortunate, but... Oh, can't even... God damn it, hold on. And we're gonna have to hear a little bit more of it, since apparently we couldn't get off... or get over the fence on the first attempt. There we go. Which didn't say it again. What folks say. Didn't produce that sound more than once. Probably not really something that you should be complaining about, or you in this case being I. Alright, so... Can go to the bank. I think we're just gonna pop everything in the bank right now. I think, yeah. I think that if I am right about how this is gonna go, if we sell off the gold dust that we have... Oh, there's also a bottle. That's for masqueraders. Because of the fact that that got stolen. A bargain for 20 rupees? I mean, I guess 20 rupees would be... Alright. Wait, are you shitting me? We can't actually sell anything unless we buy that thing first. Oh wait, no, I can't, never mind. I just picked the wrong option. Alright, here it goes. I guess I'm gonna buy my bottle back, even though that seems like a waste of 10 rupees, but hey, it's whatever. It's not like that's a huge deal. No, that's enough. Actually, no, I changed my mind. We're not actually gonna be in the bottle back. I'll just wait. But here is what I will be doing now. I will, I suppose, put enough of this money in the bank that I will... Pretty much all of this money, I think, except for like 20 rupees or something. There's no reason to be stingy with this, but this should be enough to get me... You know, the 500 reward. So excited about that gonna be. It is the dungeon map for Stone Tower Temple. Well, I guess we can have that to rely on now, at least. That's what they call interest. It's not very interesting, though. But with this, let's head back over to the ocean. And let's get one more thing. Let me actually see if I can get one more thing from the town before I leave back for the ocean. If I come in here, I should be able to get a fish. Yeah, and if I take this fish to the marine lab, I should be able to get another check. So we'll get back on the horse if we can. She's screaming like a banshee. I don't know, maybe there's some kind of bizarre throat condition or some kind of weird growth genetic condition that would cause horses to sound like that in real life. I feel like if something like that happened and someone recorded it, though, it would be the kind of thing that it would be hard to not have heard about. Let's see, I just want to get over to the marine lab, so just park the horse as close to the shore as possible. Don't make her go again. We already have seen what happens when she does that. And while I'm swimming over there, let me see, is there anything else that I want to mark off? Maybe. I guess I'm gonna pretend that I got the red rupee thing, since I don't care about that. Or this. Let's see that I marked it off. Like, the main reason that I would want more money right now is to, you know, get the bank rewards. I've already got half of them, so... Not half of them, I already got half of what I need to get all of them. But I already got 2/3, is what I should say. Oh, that is the truth. Okay, so... If I'm not very much mistaken... I can check. And if we drop a single fish into this, as per the randomizer specific stuff, that should be enough to get the reward for this, I think. Tap magic power. Magic power has been enhanced. You now have the double magic power bar. Okay, well, I guess that was worth it. It's a good thing that we went all the way back into the town and, you know, sold off the crap that we had in the bottle to enter it, so we could bring it over here and have that. There you go, we got the magic power. So we got the lab fish, extended magic power, and we also got something else. Hold on. I'm positive there is something that I forgot to mark off, but I can't remember what it is at this point because I am terrible. Was it something from the town? I'm quickly just having a look-see. Yeah, it was the bank reward. It was number 2 and it was the Stone Tower map. And by the way, bank reward number 3 is marked as like not gettable right now, when it very much is. I'm sure that all of those are right from the beginning, but... I don't know, we might actually be able to get something else from Locktown now. I got one of the chests in South Clocktown should be gettable now that we have the hook shot, but I just completely forgot about that. There's also the chest that's on top of the tower that we built. That's only accessible on day 3, but I don't know if we could really get that without the Deku mask. Oh, I have to sleep. I want to pass by and say hi at least. Hello, Wolf. Welcome in. It's nice to see you around here. And thanks for stopping by. Hope you have a good stream. Yeah, thanks for stopping by and hope that you have a good sleep if you're just... no, I guess you said you're just passing by. I'm definitely in the process of finding out certain things, so hopefully... Yeah, there it is. I always forget that this thing exists. And another piece of art. Well, every single time I find one of these, I just... In this particular scene, the pieces of art have become a different version of... Oh shit, no, I don't want to add two, just one. A different version of the green rupees from the last seed that I tried, where... Every single time that I found one of those, I'm like, mildly disappointed, but I guess at least in this case I shouldn't be disappointed just because they're actually gonna be kinda useful. They're actually kinda gonna help me try to not die, unlike the green rupees in the other one, which are... have that distinction, but... Well, I guess right now under the assumption that I'm just waiting for the data change. I guess I'm gonna sit here and listen to this music a little bit more so I figure out whether or not there's anything else that I want to try to get while I'm waiting for that, or if I'm just gonna straight up advance time, which I don't know if I want to really. Oh yeah, the toilet hand, I forgot about that, hold on. It's already past midnight, so we should be able to go into the inn and give away the title deed which we have. To the spooky hand in the toilet, if we will. Assuming that we're able to come in through here, which we are not. Shit. Fuck. This could be a problem. Okay, I think we should be able to come in even during the night if we have the room key though, so... Guess I will buy the room key from the bomb shop again. I think they're open all day. Open all night. And we need precisely 30 rupees to be able to buy that, so... At least I think we do. Just kind of pulling that number out of my head, but hopefully my memory's not that bad. Really need to... keep myself from dying though, hold on. This is ironically one of the games in which whenever I do this, I end up talking the most, and yet I don't react accordingly. Oh yeah, we can also get more. Why that mask? Well, we can't get that right now, evidently, but... Maybe I can take out 50 rupees from the bank and bring it over here to get a profit. I mean, hopefully while I have this in my inventory, I'm gonna be able to get inside the hotel. Hopefully that wasn't a waste of 30 rupees, which, I mean, even if it was, that is gonna strengthen my resolve to withdraw something from the bank and do the exchange there, but no, I can. There we go. This entitles me to get inside. And now I can go back to the bathroom here and... can have this. What can I have in return, though? Another piece of heart. Well, I guess pieces of heart if they're, you know, shoveled in there. This isn't even a shovel, though. Pretty sure that's just a normal reward for that quest. But yeah, there we are. Other thing that I kind of expected to not give me a piece of heart, that did give me another one. Gosh, what else can I do? I'm gonna check the HTML again. I've gotten the piece of heart from the toilet hen. Gotten everything from Clock Town, or at least pretty much anything that matters. I don't care about the archery mini-games. What else can I even get? Well, I can get the Song of Soaring, but it literally doesn't matter. Because I can't even afford it, but it also doesn't matter because we don't have the sword right now. What if I were to do the Milk Road race? I guess we try that, but I think we need to like actually pay for that, so I can't do it like right now either. Yeah, there's a couple of things for which I guess it really makes sense to wait as long as possible. Like, go to the grotto in the kind of graveyard or the secret. Well, we can't actually get up to the secret shrine without doing no glitch shenanigans, I don't think. So, I guess we can go to the kind of graveyard. Let's try that. I have to go out to the opposite side of the town where Kona is right now to go to the wrong side of the field. The opposite side of the field, not really the wrong side of the field, but the wrong side of the field if you want to like run into a Potter right away, but that's what this is for. Every bit of faith that there's gotta be something that's not terrible over here in the graveyard. We can also give red potion to what's his face over there, I think. I know we can't actually because we need the Lens of Truth just to be able to talk to him. But oh well. Oh shit, that thing actually hit me. I thought it couldn't hit me when, I mean, not that it matters, just given how I am I don't have a sword anyway, so... Well, let's see. There's apparently a grotto here too that I really do not seem to be aware of. You sit in the middle of these. I think you can blow this up. Yeah, there we go. Totally remember that this existed once I saw it though. Oh, what do we got here? Got the bunny hood. My, what long ears it has. This means that it's gonna be much less of a pain to get around, I guess, at least. While we are on foot. Well, much less of a pain might be a bit of a bit generous, but you know, it'll be something. Well, that takes care of that. acquire the one hood. We're gonna need to mount upon it again if you want to get out of here. And get James again, because of course. To be honest, I definitely think that the fact that the fucking combat theme has been replaced with the Ganondorf theme. It's probably kind of oddly poetic in a way. I think I just put 3 filters on that sentence, but hey, still. Kind of oddly poetic in a way, the most straightforward say that something makes little sense. What the fuck do I do now though? Let's see. Is there anything else in the Canada that I can even go for? I'm pretty sure there isn't. And let me check something. We're gonna go right back over there just because I have no idea why certain things in the HTML tracker would be marked as you can get this now if you want. When I don't have the Garo mask. This guy's not gonna let me through if I don't have the Garo mask, surely. That's how that works. But the mask containing wandering spirits, it can be found near the ranch. I mean, maybe that's literally what I get from doing the horse race at the ranch. Ah, shit. Maybe we should try that, but sure we can't do it during the night though, so... let's see. What shall I do, I guess? Maybe now is finally the time to, you know, bite the bullet and make it daytime on purpose. I can wait just a little bit longer and it'll be the same thing with, just by waiting, without using the Son of Time or anything, but... Right. We got the bunny hood, which I should, you know, mark here. Let's do that. What else? What else? What else? We can get into a money ranch and get a chest that way. Do the race. And how much money do we have? We have enough. That might be everything, actually. Pretty much we'll have to advance time because the only things that we're missing are gonna be either inaccessible during the daytime or I guess I'm gonna do it. Either only accessible during the daytime or only accessible during the final day, so I think it's time to bite the bullet and do this, at least. So right now we should be able to do the second day of this. What was this again? Oh, it's fucking Bowser's Castle, that's right. Totally. What the fuck does this sound like this? Actually, I still think that. Oh god, it's so much more straightforward. It even has like some magnetism to help you. Oh shit. But that definitely feels like a more straightforward challenge than the bombshell one. I think that's it, yeah. And I'm pretty sure the last one is archery based, so that's gonna be trivial. It's not like high precision, or yeah, you get a lot more room for error in that one than in... What? Oh, it's because of the fact that I think the rewards for winning just for one day are the same, so whatever we got from the first day would have been the same version. Only important bit is that we get the reward for doing it the 3 days in a row, which is definitely what we're aiming for. So let's see. Let's go over to the Milk Road, and I guess we're gonna try to do the Gorman race. I don't remember. I don't think it should be a problem. Assuming that we don't completely suck at video games, which maybe that would be a problem, but I guess we're gonna meet that firsthand regardless. Gonna meet that challenge head on. It's gonna crash right into our foreheads. Alright, so we have a horse. Sure, we have to speak with him from the top of the horse to be able to... Fuck. I don't understand how she's able to show up from there, but whatever. Okay. Is that pathetic thing? No horse, yada yada yada. 10 rupees for the chance to race against us. We'll give you something nice. Couldn't have just said, you know, we'll give you something nice if you pay 10 rupees. Okay, that's what their fucking... Their voice sound effect was replaced with. I don't remember about the actual trick to doing these races, to be perfectly honest with you. I think I might have screwed up already. Let's see if we can get this though. Streaming cell. Oh goodness. Yeah, I think I really messed this up, but... we need at least one more try. I think I might be willing to try and cheese this with the save state then. But yeah, streaming cell, thank you so much for the raid. How are you doing? Welcome in. Welcome into me very much fumbling my way through stuff. Majora's Mask game that I know quite well, but apparently that all falls apart when it's randomizer time. Let's see if I can get you a quick shout out here, let's see. Let's see what you're up to. I was playing Mario 64. Do you like doing randomizers as well? Was that a randomizer you were doing? Was it just being an odd casual time like I would probably end up doing if it were me playing that game? I don't know. You know, it occurs to me that since I'm pretty sure this particular version of the randomizer for this game does have a good chunk of music and stuff that's just kind of remade from other games. I am imagining that the same kind of stuff probably wouldn't be out of the question for something like that or Mario 64 randomizer. Okay, I think I'll probably have it this time at least. There we go. The fact that it got replaced, the victory sound effect got replaced with that sound effect. Made me think that maybe we actually had separate sound effects for, like, the when you win and when you lose, but nope. We got the Mask of Truth. I'm not sure if we really need the Mask of Truth for a run like this, but especially since I have the Gothic Stones to be readable even without the Mask of Truth, but let's see. Where is the Mask of Truth? Here it is. That takes care of that, at least. So, what is there anything else that I'm even able to get now? That I've gotten that doesn't require me to wait until the final day. I think I might just end up having to wait until the final day. Or just speed up time. Let's see. Gotta park myself right here at the gates of town. And I'm gonna take a quick look at this. 3 days thing for Honey and Darling should be something that I guess I'm only gonna be able to get by way of, you know, being in the final day, because that's the only way that makes sense. The Postman's game. Something else that I guess I can get. I probably can get that a little bit more efficiently now, but what time is it? It's like 7 AM. I forgot about the Postman's game. I was actually probably wanting to try that in the first day, but I just completely forgot. Can't do it now, right? I'm feeling that I'm gonna have to do it in a separate cycle, but at least I don't have to worry about money for that. Nope, 9 AM to 3 PM, but I think that at 9 AM it doesn't actually, like the office isn't accessible, that's just like when the first mail run goes. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have to wait until a new cycle for that one. And now the town is turning into the swamp, thanks to all the rain on the second day. But other than that, I think, yeah, it's totally up. We won the Gorman Brothers race, forget about that. We also win the dog race, forget about that too. Because we can listen to the dogs talk, and I think there's a special check that you can do in this randomizer where if you have the Mask of Truth, there's one dog that's always guaranteed to win. So we can give that a try, but only on the third day, which, yeah, when we look at these things, the more it seems that it really only makes sense to wait until the third day, so I guess we're gonna do that. Pull out the old ocarina and perform a couple different times. Proceed to the night of the second day. And hear the resounding lamentations of the Gorman Brothers as they will spread through all possible timelines every time that it changes between the time of day. To lament the fact that they were beaten, but... Alright, there we go, the final day. So we should be able to complete the final mini-game in the Honey and Darling shop, which should be the archery one. Let's do that first. Since we've already taken the whole time to complete the other two. And after that, it's straight to the ranch, I think. Get the stuff from there, which is only a couple of things, but it's probably gonna be good stuff. I would hope. Target shooting day. Well, back to Bowser's Castle. Let's see exactly how this is gonna work. God. Hope I didn't just jinx myself by talking about, you know, how PC was gonna be before. Or by saying that out loud just now, but surely I didn't. As you can see, I am very skilled with the bow, so there's nothing to worry about. There's only like, just a few more than I thought there would be. Didn't even shoot them once. Oh no, there you go. Turrets. Oh, I'm glad. Perfect score 3 days in a row. What do we get for this? I sure hope it's something that isn't just another piece of art, because that would be a little bit of a non-plus moment. God, no, it's even... Wow. Didn't even get our investment back. Well, that was definitely worthwhile. At least now we can check that off the list. Fucking Honey and Darling 3 days in a row. That was completely worth it. I guess we will run into this sort of thing from time to time, though. But let's see. Let's get the fuck out of here. Let's go straight to the ranch. I guess the soldiers aren't really gonna stop us anymore to say, like, hey, have you seen how spooky it's getting around here? Doesn't seem very cash money of the moon to be doing that to us. Doesn't seem very cash money to not be able to even get a sword at this point. Even though a sword would be the sword would be really nice at this point, considering how we have been able to locate where the Song of Soaring is, so that would really come in handy to be able to use that, but I don't know, maybe we'll find a sword back here. We're able to find enough, like, money to be able to win the lottery's bet. Maybe we'll just be able to make that money, just raise that money with what we have currently. The fuck's this music too? It's like it's building up to something that never comes, like, I don't know, trying to maybe eventually become a Secret of Mana song or something, but it never actually does anything. Let's see, there should be a chest on top of this thing, yeah. And I hope that we're able to get that with hookshot. I'm pretty sure we're gonna be able to, yeah. Oh, we got the Deco Mask. That's actually gonna be quite good because that's gonna open up a lot more opportunities than we had before. And I think that if we have the Mask of Truth in our possession, I think this dude is the one that's gonna be, like, always programmed to win. Out of all the Link Dogs. Let me see what he actually says if we actually read his thoughts with the Mask of Truth, though. Yeah, this should do pretty well. I think that's quite the message that you expect to hear, to, like, have the best assurance that it's always gonna win on Ella, but yeah, let's try. Should doggy that if he will run faster set? I'm not 100% sure if that's the one, so I guess I'll also cheese this with a safe state. But I have complete faith in this boy. So much faith that I created insurance for myself. You got double, you got treble, yada yada yada, break even. Pretty sure we should be able to 10 rupees, well, we can't quite get to 30, so I guess we'll have to 20 for now. I was kind of hoping that we would be able to bet, like, every single bit of money that we had, but no, I cannot. So it's not programmed to come in first in a way that's, like, fucking just gonna magically become a million times faster than everybody else, or maybe it is. Looks like there's still another one in front of it, though. Okay, no, never mind, it broke through. Maybe it is programmed to, like, become much faster than the rest, but I feel like that's gonna continue to get me every time that you're supposed to hear, like, a little victory fanfare there. Wait, what the fuck just happened? The game just bugged out a bit. I think it just bugged out, yeah. I have no idea what just happened, but apparently it was enough to send me back to this frame of myself in Clocktown, but that's evidently not where I was. Let's do it one more time. I don't know what is up with that, but Hopefully I don't end up seeing it again. That race can you don't know. Let's watch the doggos race again. Hopefully there's not like a bizarre combination of circumstances that's gonna cause that to like continue to occur. After the whole check with the gold dog being like the MVP here. Will it at least go differently enough this time that like dark blue dog doesn't end up in dead last? Cause you kinda hate to see it. No, that still happens. Ah, shit. Okay, that's very unfortunate, but it seems like this might actually continue to be continuing to... It's gonna continue happening. I'm gonna go ahead and load state one more time. So I'm gonna try something different. I'm gonna try getting out of here. This will be my last attempt to do this right now, I suppose. Because if it's gonna do that weird hang every single time that this happens, then I'm not sure what I can do. Where is the golden boy? I'll just retrieve you. And watch this one more time. Apparently this guy is definitely always gonna win under these settings. Hopefully in this timeline that ominous sound effect doesn't serve as a prelude to the game hanging yet again. Dude, first place. One triple game on your bet. Nope, apparently it's still gonna hang, so it doesn't look like you're able to win. And, you know, keep going like this. Let me check one thing before I have anything to do with this again. What exactly is the reward for that? Because I've apparently already done it, you know, multiple times, that victory. So what would I get? I would get a purple rupee for the... well, that's really not worth it. Okay, let's not do that. Apparently it's not worth it, but we got the Deku Mask, which is going to be a significantly better quarry. We can do quite a few more things with the Deku Mask, including, I'm pretty sure, go back to town and get the chest that's on top of the clock tower in this timeline. Well, not on top of the clock tower, on top of that tower that gets built in front of in the middle of the town. I can get that. But other than that, there's probably also a good chunk of stuff that we can get in the swamp we couldn't get before. We can do the Deku Scrub playground in the town as well. As fun as that's gonna be. Oh yeah, we have this too. I should actually mark that in the thing. Is there anything that I've forgotten to mark? I don't think there is, no. We have the stuff that matters so far. Okay. Once I get the chest that's on top of the tower thingy here, try to remember. Is there any other Deku Scrub checks that I can do like out of the field? I'll probably just take a look at the thing. Because I'm just completely failing to do the mental checklist for this myself. In the town, I don't think there's anything different either. Actually, but I don't even have to do this on the randomizer, right? You can just, yeah, shove in the people. And there we go. Oh, is it there already, or do we have to wait until nighttime? We might have to wait until nighttime. Oh no, no, it's already there. Never mind. Oh fuck. I didn't get it though. Let's try that one more time. Okay, what? Why? Crazy. Say I'm supposed to be able to get up there that way. Maybe I can do it in a different way, like having to get over here and take off the deck mask and hook shot up to the chest now. That would be entirely out of the question, I would hope. Can you get out of my way, please? Don't knock me off. Oh, a piece of hearts. And indeed, it seems I need only one more to be able to get another heart. We can get another quote-unquote. I suppose this is at least respectable quantity of hearts, considering how I started with just one. But I think that might pretty much be everything that we want to do for this cycle. Could try to fuck around a little bit with the stuff that we can get with the Deku mask now, but let me take a look. Can we get anything else in the town that isn't related to the scrub in the playground? We can do the postman's game in the town, and that's pretty much the only thing that we can get right now that we haven't done. We can go to the swamp and look for a few things in the palace, in the... yeah, look pretty, in a considerable slew of different locations in the palace. Hold on. Here's something I probably should check is whether or not the magic bean that we could get is gettable again. Because if we get the magic bean from here, yeah. Well, it's just sitting up there, so I'm not gonna get it right now, but we can get it again. Pretty sure there was a magic bean somewhere else, but I've already forgotten where. With that, I'm pretty sure we should be able to get everything in the palace. I guess maybe I'll actually try to get that stuff and have that be like the final thing that I do in this run. On this cycle, which will probably... I guess if I end up doing that, which I suppose I am kind of committed to that now. Keep it the same cycle, and... when I bring this cycle to its conclusion, probably have that be the end of the stream in just a little bit. That reminds me I should check something over here. I need to keep track of like one certain chat room that I have open in the background so that I can check when this other thing is gonna start. So I can transition over into that when that comes around. Okay, let's go do Deku Palace stuff. I think we can do it now. I think we can also probably easily get over there without paying for another. Hey, did this used to have this music? I don't know. I think it did. Just forgot about it because I'm obviously very good at remembering things. An attempt was made. Now let's see. Am I able to get on top of these things with the Deku? I think I am, yeah. Maybe freaking the big octo that was here stays dead, I guess, from being the bot cruise earlier in the cycle. Shit. Made it through. Alright, here we are. I should be able to get inside now. Well, I forgot to pick up the magic beam because I didn't forget. I just neglected that because I'm a moron. Hold on. Might have to go back for that. Let me turn in there to see the foolish monkey. Let me go to the Cosmic Cove Galaxy. Let's see. Let's do the super duper stealth section here again. Oh, okay. Wherever Cats wakes up here, I guess so. Can you obviously keep an eye out on the chases for a while because apparently when I'm in stream or it doesn't actually notify me when pings happen, so I'm pretty sure this should be the first place where I should be looking for more random stuff then. If you have a turnaround, that would be great. Okay, here we go. Sure, this is not the place that leads to where the magic bean cellar is. This would lead to... Well, ordinarily this would lead to a piece of heart, but hopefully it's something different this time. Something that might even be a little bit more useful. I don't know. It's another wallet. Is that like the biggest wallet, or is that just like the most basic one? Oh, it's a giant wallet. You can hold up to 500 rupees. Okay, so I get another upgrade for that. That's nice. I gotta get caught when I go here. An intruder. Right, time to try and find out what happens when I go to the magic bean cellar. Which is going to be a little bit more tedious going through this stealth section, but... Okay. Especially when you can hardly get seen through shit. That was definitely unusual. Can I please speak to you? And the music though is very... It's trying very hard. I can appreciate that. Well, here's this place. Let's see. Just need to not get screwed over by the placement here. This guy were to not turn around, that would have been much better than what actually happened here, but this. I think. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this chest, I guess. Maybe I can hookshot up there? No, maybe not. Can I hookshot up there if I angle myself like this? Okay, yes I can. What is in here? The Gara mask. Okay, now I can go actually go over to Mikana. But I don't think I'll be doing that right now. Let's see. See, see what this guy has to say. Has to sell. Any magic beans? Well, sure, but give you one free sample. Except this isn't that's a bundle of 10 arrows, so... Well, at least one of these things was worth it. Let's see. I've got the arrow mask now, so let me mark it here. Let me just see the checks. The bean man gave me 10 arrows. We got the garbage mask from the bean grotto. The West Garden had a giant wallet, and we can now get the imprisoned monkey check, or we could if I had actually remembered to bring the beans with me. We can also go to Woodfall, apparently. And we can go to the Tower Center roof. And also buy another thing from the freaking seller from the early part of the swamp. What time did we get thrown out? I'm going to try to keep going in this direction, but I think that would maybe... There's a grotto over here, isn't there? Can we get anything from there? Oh. Did wanna... Fuck. There. Yeah, here's a grotto. What's in here, maybe? Maybe something worth my while. Maybe something that won't allow me to be transformed into a fucking Deku to attack. Swamp Tidal Lead is here, okay. We can take this to the mountains and see what we get for that. Don't think it's gonna be very simple to try and get past this place, though. Get back to the entrance of the swamp without having to deal with poison nonsense, but I think I'm gonna try it. Hold on. Actually, I think it's probably a better idea if I get here first. Okay, this might actually not be viable. I forgot how fucking stunted and stun-locked you are when this happens. Yeah, no, I guess I can't make it that way. It's a shame. Well, that seems... I guess that means that we are only gonna be able to get back by taking the long way around. I don't know if we're gonna be able to do the monkey thing in light of this, honestly. Alright, there we go. Actually, yeah, before we leave, probably a good idea to talk to this guy, and I guess try to buy from him, just to see what the fuck we're gonna get. You're not from here, are you? You know what I mean? Oh yeah, actually, hold on, I can't. Nah, I thought that we were gonna be able to buy this from this guy, according to your checklist thing, if we were well, I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'll buy a piece of heart for 10 rupees. Is that a new heart container? I think that is a new heart container too, so that's nice. Maybe with this we could have been able to survive the swamp water shenanigans. I actually made it out better without having to go all the way around, but whatever. You have it now, that's what matters, surely. Now what do I do now? Going back to the town, but oh. Our mask, we got a number of different things. Still have no idea what I can't get from the... I don't know. I guess I'm gonna try to do the monkey thing, but I'm really gonna have to hustle to do that for a couple of different reasons. You know, not the least of which is the fact that it's the final day, but I mean, I haven't read it some of time, so that's not a huge deal. But there's also the meta aspect to take into consideration. Over there, get the bean. You probably need one magic bean to do the... So shall we go just like immediately right back over to the... I guess so. We also do something in the mountain, that's what I've... yeah. Maybe we should go do stuff in the mountain and like also get the... the lullaby, not the lullaby, the sonata of the song of soaring over there. Not that we can use it quite yet, but you know. Stuff that we could do in the mountain now that we couldn't do before, though. Something to do with it. Well, hopefully I can get that. Hopefully it's not gonna be like completely locked out of the Goron Shrine by the gatekeeper guy not showing up. That would really suck. But the other thing that we can get in the mountain was... why am I blanking so hard? I thought of it just a moment ago. Something to do with magic beans? No. Garrow? No. Gold dust? No. Normally get the gold dust from the mountains, but that's not it. It's a fucking swamp, I believe, that's it. Also, can trade that. Speaking of which, let me go ahead and switch a symbol in the try that. Let's go over to the Goron Shrine immediately to see how viable these things are gonna be. These moves. The dude is supposed to be over here, apparently has not shown up, so I guess we're not gonna be able to get inside there, unless he showed up in a completely different location. I think I see a bottle up there, which I'll totally take that. Just making another whirlwind test thing to see if I can't find a guy. Maybe he's in like a giant snowball that keeps rolling around. Maybe that's like literally the reason why that appeared, because he froze up. I became a snowball. There were certain few other Gorons that happen to be around here, but doesn't really seem like I can blow it up with what I have right now. I sent a red rupee, I was sad. Right, well, I mean, I don't really care about the red rupee as much as I care about getting on that flower of yours, so let's go ahead and... That sounded like a weird euphemism, but take that as you will. He apparently sells red rupees to Gorons, so you already know that that's not worthwhile. I'll be here at the same time as you, but I can use it better, as you can see. Is a bottle of milk? How's your bottle filled with milk? Okay, so that's not like an extra bottle, it's just like a refill with milk, so that wasn't really worthwhile, I would say. Well, whatever, at least we found out about it. Let me just mark that off, I guess. Village. Gorn Village, yeah. We have the Deku. Did I not mark that off? Let's see. Oh, we do have it. And we got the Swamp Title Deed from the... Oh, didn't mark off the stuff in the palace, that's why. We got that, we got that. Wait, where did we get that? Oh, is it from the grotto? That would be why. Near Spider House Grotto, Swamp Title Deed, there we go. Swamp Music Statue. What the fuck? What do you mean Swamp Music Statue? Oh, wait, we get... Like the place where we learned some soaring, we get something different from there? Okay. I mean, I guess that makes sense, but that's weird. Scrub Purchase was a piece of heart, which we already got. Scrub Trade was also a piece of heart, which we got even before that. We know there's green potion on the roof, it's not going to change anything. We've seen that. Okay, now. The ledge, the red potion, the scrub trade gives an... We did? Oh, I think it might have, actually. And the ledge gives us milk. Am I stupid? Did I completely blink, like, zone out for that? I feel like I might have. Oh dear. Can we get the Song of Soaring? Is there any chance at all of me getting that? I have no idea. Biggest bomb bag purchase we already heard is 200 rupees, so let's not pretend that it's worth paying attention to that anymore. Okay, I guess what I'm going to try next is this boulder here, snow boulder. I'm going to try to blow it up. I have no idea how viable this is going to be, but this is literally where the fucking guy was. The Goron Gatekeeper went. Apparently it doesn't want to blow up though. It's really adamant about not blowing up. Ah shit. Oh yeah, I don't have the sword anyway, so it doesn't matter if I attack it like this. I'm trying to blow myself up and no, right, I can't because I literally don't have the wrong mask on. Trying so hard to do this, but apparently no, it won't happen. Well, I guess this means that we're not going to be able to get the Song of Soaring over here. That stinks. Guess I'll go back to town. We got the beams and all that stuff, but I want to deal with it now. Go back to town, hold on. I mean, if I'm not going to be able to spend this on the thing immediately. I see that the chase lobby is up. Guess I'm just gonna go back to town and spend the, just put this money in the bank at least. The other thing that I wanted to do was do the monkey reward swamp. Guess I'll do that later. Whenever I decide to come back to this. Probably quite soonish. And well, you know something weird that I noticed is that apparently I'm not exactly falling asleep, but my weird attempts at doing like a crash adjustment to my sleep cycle do seem to be having a bit of an odd side effect on my consciousness, where sometimes my brain just feels like it's 8. Okay, let me see if I can do this too. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll put this in the bank. It'll at least bring me that much closer to just getting the final bankroll, which I guess is technically also something else that's technically within my reach at this point, but it's just unruly. Yeah, rather than play this enough time or do anything like that, I think I'm also just gonna save state again and let that be my save. Let's go pop this in the bank, which leaves us with not quite. Not quite the next 100, but we need less than 400 rupees at this point to get the final reward, so clearly that's a massive one. But yeah, the next thing that I would do in this quest for stuff would be to go and get I do have the bean, right, and a couple of empty bottles. Yeah, I do have one bean and a couple of empty bottles, and I would like to presume that, you know, because I didn't make that a specific option in the randomizer options, that if I were to scoop up some water in the swamp, that would just count as normal water. I guess I can just go and confirm that. That'll probably be the point where I actually cut off. Only take a few more seconds. If I pull out my boodle right here, can I get some water from here? Can I not get some water from here? No, I can. There we go. It's just regular water, right? Now it's spring water. So now I can make use of the beans, so I can go and just get my pressure. It should be no problem since I also have the magic power. Oh god. Just now remember too that there's something else that I can get from the town while actually, I don't think I can get it yet, though. Never mind. Actually, I think I'm just gonna save state and let that be the. I guess I'm just gonna pause that and hope that that remains there. And I'll let that be the point where I cut this off for the time being. I will come back to that, and I guess I will retain that timer. Or try to. Not entirely sure how that's gonna be preserved between sessions, but I'm going to assume that that wouldn't be a problem right now. But yeah. That'll be one of these newfangled, with even more options, Majora's Mask randomizer that I've done. But I guess I'll also try to see through the end. It'll be a huge issue, hopefully, at least with the options that I've chosen. So let's listen to this. One of these kind of filler tracks or cutscene tracks from Trouble Team, which. Just from a thing that I don't know what it is. It's on the OST, so it makes it in. And head over to this very rushedly constructed end screen. It doesn't really have text or anything. Just that one picture that always, it seems like it's always a compelling visual to come back to, you know. At least there is that. And now, in just a little bit, the Chase BGM is gonna start up, so what we're gonna be doing today is go ahead and, since I don't really do a lot of streams on Sundays, or Saturdays I should say, I don't really have a lot of opportunity to do this, but today I do, so I'll go ahead and wait Kitsuko 87, which is the channel that the Chase BGM runs on, and if you're not already aware of it, which would be very surprising at this point, considering everything. It is a nice and cool time and all that good stuff, and yeah, VGM is good. So maybe come check it out, but other than that, I mean, is there anything else that I want to say? Just gotta try to make streaming less terrible next week, and actually be able to finish Dead Rising, and also maybe be able to go back to Theresia. I don't know, I feel like I would have to spend some time redoing my Theresia save tomorrow, but at least it should be easier than the other save that I unfortunately lost, which I do want to go back to, but it's gonna take longer. Maybe some of that, maybe some of that, maybe more of Majora's Mask and all that before a certain other game that I want to play in December, which hopefully I will have time for. But yeah, all that good stuff, and I will say all the goodies. Thank everybody for coming like always. Thanks for chatting, always great whenever people chat, and I will be seeing you later. Is this the same track still? No, okay, that's a lot more Japanese. But yeah, bye.